Good morning, everybody. Oh, 1 second. My StreamYard. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I got it fixed. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Just be hopping on for a little bit, an hour or two. A little bit this morning, figured we'd hang out, say what's up. And also, I'm going to be having a mod meeting tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. And also, if anybody would like to be one, just let me know in chat, and then we can get you invited to that tonight as well. Just going to be going over a few things, the changes recently, and a little discussion about the future. Just kind of get everybody together for a few. Good morning, Devil Doll. Appreciate you hopping in. What's up, Kitty? I'm Rabbit. So we'll just be chilling back for a little bit, kind of going over whatever you want to go over. Good morning, Crime on a Dime. Skittles, Ford Suck, Beautiful Chaos. Good morning, Paula. Or Party. Let me change. Get the glare out. There we go. Thank you for the sub, Barbara. What's up, Katie? What's up, buddy? The Wandering Orphan. What's going on? Good morning. Good to see you. Enjoy Yandago's panel. What's up, Sussin? Canadian True Crime Buff. Scarlet Cryptic Conversions. This is becoming an obsession. What's that? I would love to do a show on that sometime. That would be neat. Fascinating. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's cool. I don't know if I'm sub to you. I think I am. Let me look. Because that sounds interesting. Oh, I am not. Yes. I can't wait to get Draw there too. It's going to be a good show. What's up, Renee? Can't get in Discord. Yeah, I'm getting messages like some people can and some can't, so I don't know what's going on with that. Honestly, I don't even really care for Discord too much. And maybe it's just because I don't have much time. Because I think the reason I get frustrated or I don't do more on Discord is because of how much time it can literally take up out of your day. Just scrolling through all the different chat feeds and stuff. So I use it for DMs pretty much. In my mod, we have a group in there where we can all discuss stuff behind the scenes during shows and stuff. So we'll get that figured out, unravel. What I'll do is we'll figure it out. So I know I have this mod meeting at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. If there's other mods or unravel, we can get that squared away. And I'm going to try and square out these other ones too. Heavy Metal's having an issue. Honestly, I love my YouTube Facebook. So if anybody has a YouTube Facebook, that would be awesome. But I figure we'll get that squared away with Discord. It might be on my end. I'll have to double check it. I know that I was having issues a few weeks ago with it loading up on the computer, and then it finally whatever update it needed or something went through, and Then it was working again, but ever since then, some people can see me, some people can't. I can see some people I can't. So I don't know if it's a Discord bug thing or something like that. So the meeting's not until later tonight. So, and I should be done with the vehicle. I'm going to start on the vehicle here in about an hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours. And then it shouldn't take too long to finish the rest of it. And so there'll be plenty of time for me to figure out whatever Discord issue is on my end. So I'll be able to figure that out. And then we could do that. A lot of people, some are familiar, some aren't familiar with Discord. So that's why I like doing the offline StreamYards for the meetings. So, but if we have too many, then we'll have to go to Discord and we'll figure it out. But I do plan on starting on an offline StreamYard. So that's my preferred route, is the offline StreamYard. I don't know. I think it's easier for people to join. It's easier for people that aren't familiar with Discord to just click a link. But we'll get that figured out. Yes, I do. I have 5 of them. I got two on each arm and one on my back. Thank you, Wandering Orphan. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just subbed to you. Definitely go check out her channel, and I'm very interested in that Ted Bundy show you're talking about. If you'd ever like to collab, let me know. What's up on the mic? How you doing this morning? Just hopping on here for a little bit. How does her? Wow, that's gonna be neat. Definitely go sub, y'all. What's up, Jennifer? Yeah, and I'll open up panel too if anybody wants to hop in. Oh shoot, Dago's live right now? Like calling an extra, yeah. Interesting. Where is YouTube, Facebook? Oh, you're in Dago's Discord. I'm sorry. Oh no, I just made a YouTube account. I made a Facebook account for my YouTube. So if you have, it's a good way to play games too. We can shoot 8-ball, 9-ball pool. There's a lot of different things we can play on there. If you have, I just say YouTube, Facebook, that way. And I would honestly suggest anybody to if you're a content creator, make your own Facebook with your YouTube. My first name is Evil on there. The last name is CJ. And it's my Facebook for my show. So, but it's a cool way to connect. It's a cool way to play games together, have fun. There's a lot of things you can do in Facebook, and it's you as the show. So everybody knows, when you're on there, they know who it is from the show. And I think it's a great way to keep your personal private, but at the same time, be able to, you the community, but you have your personal privacy protected as well. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I've just always thought having a YouTube, Facebook, I always enjoyed it because there's a lot more things I could do than I could on Discord. So, but I'll figure out. We'll get all that Discord stuff figured out. Is it gonna let me show it? What's up, Phantasmic? Oh, hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am. You're so awesome, fantastic. But yeah, if make a YouTube, Facebook, and then add me. First name Evil, Eville, last name CJ. Because honestly, like that, I just prefer YouTube, Facebook, uh, for everything. I don't know. I think it's more I, I don't know. I think it's more personal, and it's a lot easier for everybody else. That people that aren't familiar with the other platforms. Just everybody has a Facebook. Well, not everybody, but Thank you, Devil Dog. I appreciate you so much, Devil Dog. I really do. Swampside Chick, good morning. Hope you are too. So it was awesome. We didn't even, yes. Yeah, user friendly too. What's up, Oh Snap? If you are interested. Dang. Violent minds can. Nice, Jennifer. Damn, you make me want to check it out. What's up, Cricket? I'm just reading your message. I'm like sucked in. Sucked in. What's up, woke up? Appreciate you hopping in. So yeah, we were doing our show last night. We didn't even get to any videos, and I love those shows. I love the shows where we can just have an interesting conversation amongst a different bunch of people that have a different bunch of opinions and views. And I thought it was a great conversation last night. I don't understand all the negativity that dropped in after another show was over. I don't know what that was all about. So, I myself want to apologize to everybody for that. I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it was what was taking place before others came to my show. All I know is that there was a lot of negative stuff that was popping in after that. And so I want to apologize to you all for that. I didn't have any idea, didn't see it coming. Now, you all know me. I don't know how many times. Maybe I should get. Maybe that should be my next tattoo, right? I explore all theories, thoughts, and opinions respectfully. Should that be my new tattoo? Because I keep having to say this shit over and over. When it comes to dot, I've discussed it on the show the night before. I was on Dago's show. I discussed it on there. And I've repeated plenty of times, because I explore all thoughts, theories, and opinions, and because I don't kick it at the water cooler, I can't tell somebody that they are 100% right or wrong, because I don't freaking know. But what I can tell you is my opinion. And I can tell you if something seems like BS. And even though, because we can go to any tape of any show, When I say that, I also say I'm not standing at the water cooler. I'm not LE. I'm not a judge. I'm not an attorney that's involved. I wasn't at the scene. I wasn't part of the crime. I'm not investigating it. So I don't know if somebody, you know what I mean? So please, for everybody that is saying, CJ doesn't think that it's true, he says it's not true. Listen to my words. That's all. There's a reason that I repeat shit over and over because people will say that. I would love to be at that water cooler. Trust me, I would love to, but it's just not possible. I do a YouTube show, and I don't think they would let a YouTube show be kicking it at the water cooler. You know, the Jay and Unsog. Nice. I know. I need to do some of the. I had all this. I mean, geez, there's so much on that Long Island SK. You know what I mean? That I do need to get back to some of that though. I think when people talk over, yeah, I understand that. When it comes to an open panel, you know, maybe it's one of those things where you know it's going to happen. It's almost like an automatic kind of thing. That's why even when I have guests up and you can tell, when I have guests up and I get interrupted, I don't. It's one of those things where I don't take it personal at all because I understand that we, the more you have, the more that's going to take place, obviously. So I just consider the interruptions something that comes along with uh, the option to have an open panel where nobody has to hit a button to talk. Um, Man, I can't imagine if you had to hit a button to talk how long the shows would be. you know, um, it's now when it's excuse me, when it's people that are repeatedly over and over doing it and doing it, doing it, then I understand, where the disrespect. So, uh, but I totally understand that part. What's up, Jesse? Good morning or good evening, I should say. No, it's just no, it was last night. We were chilling, we were having a beautiful I mean, it was beautiful. Beautiful atmosphere. I mean, it was just beautiful. It was like I was sitting on a boat that was just floating in the water, just going with the current. There was no motor, there was no paddles, it was just it felt like sitting on a boat, hearing the calmness of the water and just going with however fast the current goes, even if it's an inch a minute. And then all of a sudden, all this negative comes in. And I'm like, what the hell? And I think it had to do with a certain topic. But that's why after the show where the person came up and then the discussions after that, and then the discussions I was kind of trying to explain to everybody on Dago's show yesterday, when it comes to the inconsistencies, the frayed ends that kept popping, and there was nothing more to really explore, honestly, because that's why I took the time to explain all of the inconsistencies, because There's no reason to put any more time into it. What are you what are you going to gain, you know? More loose ends, more inconsistencies. So then so then you got to go through those even more. And that's what I'm saying. When you get to a point where and that's where I got to in that show, and that's why I wanted, I apologize to people that night. uh if I came off like I was upset, it wasn't that I was upset. It was the fact that the inconsistencies and the craziness just got too much, and I had to just be like, yo. And because and that's what I keep saying, I'm the one that, you all know this, I'm one of the most, out of all the YouTubers, I'm one of the ones that is the most considerate of other people's thoughts, theories, and opinions. So if I get to a point, that should say something. And I'm not saying it's not true, because I don't know. I'm not at the water cooler. But what I'm saying is to me, I explained where I'm coming from, what all the I've explained it all. And so when you get all of those, what more are you going to gain other than negativity, other than drama, other than people arguing with each other because this is right and this is wrong and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm apologizing, because even though I was done with it, because I explained to everybody, what more do you need, you know? But I apologize because of the negativity that shit brought, you know? Like I said, you could watch the show. There I was like, yeah, this is a great fucking show, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys hanging out in this evening. All this stuff. I had just said all that, and literally minutes later, all of a sudden this negative energy pops in, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I didn't even listen to it on the replay, because that's what I'm saying. What more are you going to gain? What more are you going to gain? Then more inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Then if CJ gets to a point of somebody's thought, theory, and opinion, that should say something, yo. Like, for real. You all know me. I'm the one that is like, people screaming, yelling at me, this, that. I'm like, no, I'm not at that water cooler. And anything is possible until it's proven 100% either way. And then you know what isn't possible and what is. Just get a banner to hang behind you that says that. Well, I mean, I'm trying. I have a thing going at the bottom of the screen. Uh, you know, something. I think I just need to get the tattoo. What's up, Cappuccino? Good morning. Tommy and Dag. I'm sorry, I just saw your message. Tommy and Dago were called on. Well, that sucks. I don't know what that means. Dottie was in this devil doll. That's what I was trying to tell people in Dago's. What more are you going to get? You know what I mean? You're just going to get more stuff you got to work through that is taking away time from the true focus of what needs to be worked on. Because when the first words out of that person's mouth was, what I feel is this information wasn't very critical. Like, at that point, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. But then when I start hearing it, and as time's going on, and I'm just like, whoa, hold on a minute. I need to hold on. Something ain't making sense. That's what it seemed like to me. That's just my opinion. Woke up as as we were going through that show. It's almost like, hold on. This is like from what this video or this comment was saying, and then you know what I mean. I was like, but that's just my own opinion. Somebody else could feel totally different, and I know there's other people that feel totally different. There's other people that feel that what Dot was saying was 100% truth. I don't frickin' know. I'm not at the water cooler, but to me, that's what it seemed like. Woke up, it was a bunch of bits and pieces from other things that were heard or speculated, and then kind of added more stuff onto it for shock value. Because what's more shock value than somebody's PCA statement that was used to do everything that they've done up until this date being a lie? What is more shock value than that, everybody? And you're going to tell me that LE let you walk out of that door? You're going to tell me that the other agencies that you contacted never contacted you back? Look, if y'all want to take time and listen to more of that, go ahead. But after my show, I was done. What more do I need to hear? I don't need to hear no more. I don't even need to put any focus any time on it other than any conversation. Because again, what are you going to accomplish? It's the cost benefit. Anything in your life you have, whenever you're making a decision, you always make the decision off of cost versus benefit. So the cost was taking 2, 3, 4 hours out of someone's night, even your own. What was the benefit? So that's how you have to approach life, and that's how I approached this situation. I looked at it just like what I told you. The cost was doing a show of my time and your time, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, would be the cost. The benefit would be what? More inconsistencies, more shock value, more stuff that you have to even try and vet to figure out if it's even true or not. That's not a very good benefit from the cost that you're putting in. That's why I said on Dago's show, I don't need to hear anymore. I know people feel differently, and I appreciate your feelings too, trust me. Because I don't know, I'm not at the water cooler. We could wake up the next freaking day and all of a sudden it's all 100% freaking true. But to me, I've already explained all the inconsistencies and the shit that just don't make sense. I can't do many channels. Oh, is it really? I've done a couple shows on it when it first came out, but there's all this other stuff that was going on here with personal life the last few weeks, and it's been tough. I'll tell you that. It's been tough. And thank you for hopping in, typically unique and baby boop. I know I saw you type up there. I appreciate it. Aw. Yeah, it was over aggressive. Thank you. I appreciate the wandering orphan. Thank you so much for for hopping into. Mary P, in my opinion, there was way too what? There was no way to do that panel and without it feeling. Uh, what what panel are you referring to? I'm sorry, Mary. If we didn't have shows like this, we would be getting nothing but bullshit. Right, exactly. Yeah, what's up? Exactly. Drifting along. That's right, all snap. You know what I mean? It's like a hammock on the lake. You're just floating. That would be amazing to have a boat with a hammock on it, right? It now don't lose your balance because you're probably tipping over. That'd be a great invention, though. A hammock that you can prop up on a boat. Oh man, that's an idea right there. How's my vehicle? What's up, Deborah? And good morning. The vehicle is almost done. Um, just a couple hours more repairs, I think. Just waiting until 1 o'clock to pick up the rest of the parts. And then after that, I think about a couple more hours of some work. But I got the mod meeting tonight, but I might do a surprise live. If I do, it'll be late as hell. Probably 11:30. But if I do a surprise live and you're up and you're not able to sleep, I might do one after the mod meeting. I don't know. I just like hanging out talking to you guys all night. I really do. It's peaceful. I noticed all the meme channels have been dragging you. Oh, I'm sure, Jesse. But this is the thing, Jesse. They're giving me a platform. Listen, there's you wouldn't believe how many people that are in those communities, right? That end up coming to this show because they come here to start drama, right? And when they come here to start drama, they see who I really am instead of what somebody else wants to say. They see the community, they appreciate the atmosphere, and then they become a sub to Evil CJ, bro. So there's plenty of people, and that's what I keep, people in my show last night. Who's talked bad about you, CJ? It's all out there. It ain't been no secret. There's plenty of people that talk shit about the show, that talk shit about our community, that talk shit about me. But see, all that does, Jesse, and it's done from when I started this show, was continue to make me better because I get better. That's the thing they don't understand, Jesse. I get even better when they talk negative about this as a whole. And their subs come here for other reasons. But then after they spend some time in here, because they have to spend time in here when they come in here for other reasons, they see what it's like. And then they become part of the fam. So to all those people that want to talk bad about me, the show, the community, thank you. Because you're giving me a platform. And so you can sit there and talk shit, spin stuff to make me look stupid, spin all these other different things. And I know when I'm in other shows, y'all want to be Two-Face and y'all want to act like you appreciate CJ. And y'all want to act like, and I'm talking about those people. Y'all want to act like, ha ha ha, good point, CJ. And then after it's over, then you're up to cooking your own toxic stew. I ain't a stupid motherfucker. I see shit before it happens. That's why I keep talking about chess. And see, everything that they've thought that they've done up until this point when it comes to trashing me or trying to make me seem like something I'm not, the beautiful thing is, Jesse, is they don't even see what they've gave me. So they keep doing what they're doing, and I keep getting the benefits. So thank you for those platforms, even if you talk shit. And I'm not about nobody not eating. You just can't eat at my table. I'm all about having everybody at my table, but not that I don't want you to eat. There's just other tables for you to eat at. What's up, Tammy? TJ Talks. I've been a broadcaster for many years. I am impressed with the open panels. This is new to me, and I started watching for research. Unless someone is just outright rude, people are doing well, in my opinion. Thank you, TJ Talks. That's awesome. That's too bad that it all. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But that's what I was trying to explain to people yesterday. Like on Dago's show. Like, there's nothing because he did a review on it. You know, I didn't really care to do a review on it. I'm glad he did. Because I think, we did need to sit down and re listen to it all over again. But I was already at the point where I wasn't even re listening to my own shit. Because I was like, I was already in the live. I already just, I'm already calling out the inconsistencies and stuff that don't make sense. I don't need to rewatch that. Because again, what more would I have gained from that? So that's why like I said, I see shit before it comes, and I saw that would be nothing but negativity and people arguing and all that. And so that's why I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. People come on, and most times it's just a mixed bag of nervous. Yes, that's true, but it's beautiful. That's what the uniqueness of it all. Soon people will figure out their lanes, and a good host will teach exactly, TJ. That's one of the reasons why people ridicule me here on YouTube, is because of how I offer graciousness to all. And I'm sure that's one of the things that Jesse's mentioning today. Because I was so gracious to my panel guests. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say what they eat don't make me shit. I'm in a great fucking mood today. Give me that platform, shit talkers. Give it to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Something, right? Oh, I'm so late on chat. I'm sorry. What's up, Grizz? Let me see here. Luciana, I think you all has been disrespectful. Yesterday I was really, and that's how you feel. But I don't think I was. I think it was disrespectful. If it isn't true. You want to talk disrespect. You want to talk disrespect. Disrespecting families, disrespecting victims. I wasn't disrespectful. I called out inconsistencies, Luciana. So if somebody said, hey, Luciana, that brake line looks like it might crack. And then you go, no, I'm just not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to keep driving. And I'm, all of a sudden, that's the reason people point out inconsistencies. Inconsistencies. I don't think pointing out inconsistencies, I don't think stating my personal opinion, because I pointed every single one of them out. I explained every single one of them. So I don't understand how we were all being disrespectful. And maybe you just haven't been around the show long enough, because if you know what this show's about, and if you truly knew who I was, I don't think you'd be saying that, Luciana, but that's just my personal opinion. Exactly, Unravel. That's exactly. Why was I going to have a show last night about it, or having more stories being told, so then you guys would fight? You saw what took place. The atmosphere was completely different after the other show was over, and then that energy moved over here. That's what I was trying to say before it even took place. That's why I didn't even have you guys sit there for a night talking about that. I appreciate that. EvilCJ at gmail.com. Water cooler. Right? What's up, Dark Fae? Good morning to you, Budford. So if you have ever downtime, go back and look at the picture. It would not make sense. Let me see. Okay. What's up, Molly Drake? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you. Good morning, P Fox. Please, and let me see here. Keep that. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Crystal Amber, good morning. After the second, she was ready. It's just our opinion. Doesn't mean anybody's being disrespectful. The only disrespectful thing that would come out of those conversations is what was being told, a complete lie, and the disrespectfulness to the families, the victims, the community, and everybody involved. That would be the disrespect you all need to worry about. I'm still thinking on this one. As a journalist, I've covered corruption between Texas and Alaska to the Caribbean. I now have questions about the. Yes. I've always wondered about those, TJ. Through the whole evening, the different ones that took place. That's been like that from the very beginning. From the very beginning. A pretty heavy video today. All right. Last PM dot was a free for all. Referred to as. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want you guys. I don't know. I've said it plenty of times, and we saw what kind of show we had last night. It was a great show. So, like I said, I play chess. Good morning. No need. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stacy. Houseboat. Weezer coming in late. Has it been discussed about Dot and who Riley says? I don't care, Weezer. I really don't. I want to see the proof. I don't care who they say they are. I don't care what other things they forgot to say. I don't. I just don't. I just don't. I'm ready for some facts. I heard a lot of inconsistencies not many facts. So I don't need. I'll. You know what? When the facts come out, then I'll take an interest on the backgrounds. What's up, Danielle? Oh, I didn't even know. I wasn't in it. There's people in my show like dots on panel. Okay. So if you want to fill your head up with more of it, then that's your choice. And some people did, and that was totally fine. Our show was beautiful. Like I said, it was a boat that had a hammock on it. I just know the negative energy that came from over there, because all of a sudden it just came rushing in like a tidal wave, and my mods are hitting me up, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? We're not even talking about that anymore. We did at that point, but shoot, we were on to different things, had different panels up, talking about different parts. It was just like, what the hell? Oh, they're out there, trust me. Because there's a lot of people. I have a lot of, I'll call them family out there that send me links, and there's a lot of people out there that will kind of hit me up and give me the update and let me know what's kind of going on, and then if I need to take a look with my own eyes, I do, you know, because your own eyes don't lie. And then so you throw dirt, you lose ground. That's a great damn TJ. That's a great slogan right there. You throw dirt, you lose ground. Damn straight, TJ. I like that. Exactly, Phantasmic. Because it just makes me better. Like, I take their negative energy, that's what they don't understand. Their negative energy that spews out of their fucking souls actually creates the energy source for my soul. That's why I'm saying they don't see the benefits that it creates for me when they do what they do. Oh, it's out there. Trust me, Unravel. I just listen, you guys don't ever hear about it from me. You don't ever hear about it from me. Yeah, Devil Doll's awesome. In Chronicles of the video, there's a black cat in front of the murder. What's up, Tara? Right, exactly. Even us YouTubers. There's no way to 100% know anything, because honestly, if we did, do you think we would be allowed to be on YouTube? Let's be real. That's why the YouTube police out there are ridiculous. And there's a reason that they have to pretend to be YouTube police, because that's how they get clicks and views, everybody. Listen, we all make content a certain way. Some people make content talking shit. Some people make content like I'm making right now. We're just chilling, floating down that space age highway, having a great conversation. We're all busy. Why do I want to take up anybody's time talking about negative shit when we can be about positive? I can be a part of your day that brightens your day if you had a shitty day, just different. I want to be that soul on this planet until I'm gone, that when people think about and look back on me as a person, they can say I did some good on this planet. I was about the peace, positive. And I was one of those souls that tried to make this world a better freaking place. Please read my chat. I Oh, I'm sorry. I got to it late though. My bad. Sunny days? Is that the fake sunny days? Or I like that about you. You always let everybody. I do. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, people are getting upset at me. But it's like, yo, I'm about that. And when I get to a point, it's like, yo, come on. I request you please be on panel. Yes, I will be opening it up here soon. I'm almost through my comments here. Salty Sleuth, what's up? We're just hanging out for a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate that, Maria. Maria. I was there last night for the listless. Well, hey, well, you know what you have here. You know what I mean? I think ahead. I'm not. What's up, Kelly? Like I said, I'm not gonna. I'd rather sit and just have a conversation. We had a great conversation last night. We didn't even get into a video last night. It was awesome. I love those shows. I do. Yes, Yoli was awesome last night, for real. And I would love to have Yoli on. I love having Unravel on a lot because she is awesome. Yoli, I mean, I would love to have a panel every night of consistent people that are just amazing because, gosh, there's so many of you that hop up on this panel and are so amazing. And I would love to be able to just not play any videos or just play one video and we have those conversations because that is the most, that out of any video out there on YouTube to watch, that is the most intriguing to me personally because it's that the live discussion, the live interaction, the live, ooh, you said this, and then while somebody else is talking and I'm listening to you two talk, and then I'm letting something stew in my brain, and I'm just like, wait a minute, info. I don't even know who you're talking about, and I don't know why you would think that, Weezer. Every channel I go on, Kim is speaking on live. I won't poke my well, I mean, anybody is welcome, That's funny. 1 minute people say they don't care, but damn if they aren't the ones sending those. Right? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kels? That's right. No bad vibes. What's up, Casey? Melissa D. Matt. She said on Rory's panel she went over there after seeing them from the balcony. She never once said that. I know there was a lot of things that was put out there that wasn't put out there when she was on or they were on my show. Okay, but it doesn't matter to me because with what was told to me on my show, I've already explained the inconsistencies and what doesn't make sense, and there's too many. So I'm past that. It's like the Linda Lane, I'm past it. When there's more proof, when there's more proof, then we'll discuss it. Because I'm not saying it isn't true. I'm not saying it isn't valid. I'm not saying it isn't real. What I'm saying is I don't see the proof and there's inconsistencies or too many doubts or too many questions and I need more proof, then I'll talk about it. Other than that, I've moved past it. I've moved past it. And I moved past it, and I wanted to, and maybe that's why people thought I was being disrespect. Maybe that's it. Because I was already past it. I was already past it before I even woke up that morning, yesterday morning. I was already past it before then. So maybe that's why people thought I was being disrespectful. I don't know why, because I never try to be, but uh, there's a, at a certain point, it's like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep wasting more time. I'm just gonna put a stop to it, because it's like, okay, it just got to a certain point. The tire is too flat to keep driving on the damn thing. I just need to pull. That's why people thought I was being disrespectful. It's not that I can't, there's not going to be a patch for the tire. It's not that the tire can't be filled back up. I'm just saying the tire's damn flat and I can't drive the fucking car no more. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, it's all good over here. I'm just chilling with y'all for a little bit before I start working on the vehicle again in a little. Damn, dude, nah, I know you don't sleep. I just a few hours. Good morning, Jessica. I did get more sleep the last couple days, though. The information person is spouting, if true, should have golf inspector. I was saying it while they were on my panel, golf. I was emphatic about it. And then at the end of the conversation, because if you go to the show, the timestamp is from 5 hours, 4 minutes to 6 hours and 23 minutes. And at the end of it, I'm like, screw this. I'm calling them. I'm emailing them. I'm contacting them. I'm not waiting for this person to do it. This is crazy. And then when I was on Dagos, I'm explaining all of the inconsistencies and the stuff that doesn't make sense. And there's no reason. There's no, again, the cost benefit. It's going to cost you 1, 2, 3, 4 hours out of your night and everybody's night to sit there and listen to more stuff that, how are you going to vet? You know what I mean? So then you got to take the time to vet. Then you got to take the time to do all of these other things. When, I'm sorry, that the inconsistencies were too many from the beginning. So if you're really going to cost time to focus on that for the benefit of you having to spend more time of the cost part, because you got to put in even more time, because you got even more of the shit that you need. You're digging a hole and you're just digging yourself down into it. For what? For what? May I text you? Yeah, 812-250-8484, and just put your, this is the if anybody, please, if you guys text me, please text me your YouTube name, because I get so many text messages, and I literally, let me tell you how many voicemails I have just today from this morning. 120, okay? That's just this morning. And that's just voicemails. That's not emails. That's not emails. That's voicemails. 120 voicemails. Not to mention text messages. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you please send me a text message, send it with your YouTube name so I know that is the text message from your, you know what I mean? So it makes it easier, whether it's emails, text messages. Please send your YouTube name as the subject and then put in the title of it or something, please. That way, it really is hard for me to get. I literally have 7,000 emails sitting here right now that I haven't even gone through. Okay. It makes it easy for me to be able to to find it quicker. You know what I'm saying? So please, if anybody does do that, please just put your YouTube name in front of whatever you're sending me, and it would really help me out. Seriously, it really would. I get so many emails and calls and texts. Uh, that's why things get lost, and that's why people think that maybe I don't pay attention or anything, but it's not that. It's just I get so much, and then you're trying to have to figure out what's real, what's to the case that you're talking about. Is it there's so many things that factor in to those emails too. So if I see your name and I go right to it, it just really helps. It really does. What's up, detective? How you doing? What's up, Tenna? Let's see here. Good morning, Lulu. Thank you for hopping in. And thank you guys for coming in to hang out. No thanks, I'm a notorious. Oh, shit. 812-250-8484. I do take phone calls too, but here, hold on. Here's the phone number. All right, there's the phone number. What's up, Tattletales? And please, with the text messages, please do me. And actually, the text messages is a lot better than the emails. But emails are great because I can actually screen share the emails. So if you have if you have a link for like a video, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and email me if you're able to, and if not, then just send a text message. Yes, please hit the like if you haven't yet. It's the free way to help me. And let's go ahead and open up panel. I'm going to send you funny memes. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Lulu. All right, so we got Harsh talking about CJ now too. Let's see. And somehow, and this is the crazy thing, right? This is the crazy thing, right? When I have an open panel show, and because I explore everybody's thoughts, theories, and opinions, how do you know that you're supposed to vet anybody before they hop up in your open panel? Y'all don't make no damn sense. What's up, the Wanda line? I need help getting on panel, please. Terry, you just click the link, and then it'll take you to StreamYard now because of .rumble. Because some people, and this is what it's going to be like from now on, everybody. I'm sorry about that. This is what it's going to be like now, because I used to have my StreamYard. You didn't have to authenticate it most of the time, okay? Because a lot of people will have problems joining the StreamYard when the authentication is on there, okay? But when I had Dot hop up, I didn't have it active, and so they don't have to authenticate, so somebody can come in as unknown, okay? So from this point on, and it has been since that show the other night, you will have to authenticate to be able to get on the panel, because that's just going to have to be how it is. So if there are issues with anybody trying to get on, but it's not working, the only thing I can suggest is looking up the authentication process when it comes to StreamYard, and then navigating it from what you search. Most people don't. There are a few that do, but from this point on, it's just like, you know, we all get to enjoy things until certain things happen, and then somebody changes something for everybody. And unfortunately, with the stuff that was said being unknown, uh, no, I just left it off. I would keep it on sometimes in the past, but most of the time I just left it off. That way, because I know some people do have issues hopping in. Some of my mods, even had issues hopping in, trying to join the panel with the authentication thing. And so it was just to allow you guys, especially some of my mods, to be able to hop up without having to go through all that hassle. Um, but in Tattletales, I'm not saying it's not true. That's why I keep bringing up the water cooler. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying the Linda Lane shit isn't true. I'm not saying a lot of this stuff isn't true, but it gets to a point where you can only go so far, and then the cost outweighs the benefit, not the other way around. And if you approach everything with the cost outweighing the benefit, you're going to dig yourself into the ground and you're not going to be able to get out. And we don't do what we do to isolate ourselves in a pile of dirt. We do what we do to climb. We do what we do to get to the mountain, to get to the solution, to get to the goal, not the other way around. What's up, buddy? How you doing this morning?
Hey, CJ, I wasn't going to jump on right away, but I noticed you threw the link up and didn't seem like anybody else was stepping up. So I thought I'd join you.
I have to say, man, it always looks sunny as hell, no matter what time it is over there, man. It always looks sunny as hell.
Yeah, well, it wasn't sunny today, let me tell you. It's raining like crazy. But yeah, I want to tell you about that harsh video I was talking about, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can pull it up too. The one that says the framing.
It's not about you. He doesn't mention you. He just mentioned. I guess it's very strongly worded towards people that insist that BK is guilty, and I think that's what I'm trying to say. This sunlight is the best disinfectant, right? You allow people to come up on this panel. You let them speak. If what they say is bullshit, well, put some sunlight on it. We should be able to see through that it is bullshit. And trying to hold you responsible for vetting all these people, I totally disagree with that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's
all these channels have people on too, and they give wild theories about BK and what he's an incel and what he did to women, and and none of those stories have been proven or vetted, and nobody has any concern for his mom. He's got a mom too, that's one thing I want the mean girls to know is BK has a mom. He's got family, and
It's funny you call mean girls. It's true though, dude. Like that's the kind of shit. That's like if I'm sure you guys will see it because you'll see shit pop up and you'll see Jesse is exactly right. That's the perfect description for it because that's how it's being treated. And like he's saying, they complain about other people doing shit that they do themselves. Everybody, it's that's why I'm telling you, this is the content that I want to make for you guys, which is what I do every single show. I could easily make content about the shit that they're doing, or I could easily make content about them.
Man, we need people to do what you're doing, because if you weren't doing it, who's going to do it, right? It would be just spoon-fed Jennifer Coffendorfer all day long, and I don't have time for that.
No. No. And so you guys will see it. It'll pop out, all the people. I've never seen, just wait. It'll hop up on your recommended feed. You'll see it. You'll see the venom. it'll just pour out of it. You know what I mean? And you'll understand what I'm
I imagine I'm starting
what they're
to
doing, because they're
get
giving
mentioned
me a
in that crowd
platform
as
to make
well.
me look. Oh, probably, man. I mean, you've been on panel more and more, but that's the thing that they don't understand, Jesse, because we are who we are and how we approach life and how we approach all of this. They just make us look even better. They really do.
Well, that's why I thought Harsh's video today was so key, because he gets into providing some, and also I was shouting out that Memphis 3 story that you
Yeah.
did a video on that, and
Yeah.
it's stuff like that that people have to realize that if people don't ask any questions, if people just go what the mainstream, follow that mainstream narrative, innocent people will be locked up and treated like dogs. And what happened to those kids in that Memphis 3 case, and the fact that they were forced to plead guilty after 10 years in jail when the governor and the government knew that they were innocent and
Right.
still forced them to plead guilty. I mean, this is the kind of thing that this happens. There's historical precedent for. It's not like we're out here saying that this might have happened, and there's nothing to back that up. There's no historical precedence. It happens, and that's why we have to ask questions. And we could be wrong. We could be. We're gonna be wrong about an awful lot of things. But the Mean Girls are wrong about an awful lot of things too. It's a complicated case. Nobody knows, so we're gonna make mistakes. But the most important thing is to continue to ask questions. Don't take anything for granted. And don't tell me that because you think Dylan and Bethany are victims that we can't question their story. That's illogical.
That's how they make content, Brent. We make content like this. We there's the ridicule, and then this is the response. I've always said I'm not going to take up you. We're all busy lives. We all have this technology stuff is secondary. Um, we all have everything that we have going on in our personal lives before we even hop on this show. So the last thing that I'm ever going to do is try and create any kind of negative or have any kind of negative topic for an hour, 2 or 3, because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Now, there's going to be people that make their content a certain way. It is what it is. There's the ugly and there's the beautiful in this world. But what they don't understand is I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that they do this to as well, and they get their reactions and they get all this other stuff. But what they don't
The words
understand,
that I heard was those channels that are pushing a certain narrative, and it's like, okay, well, I've
yeah,
been to these channels, and I don't feel like a certain narrative is being pushed on me when they let me come in and tell them what I think, treat me with respect while I'm telling it. That's not pushing a narrative. That's letting the narrative develop, right?
Exploring all thoughts, theories, and opinions, because none of us are at the fucking water cooler.
And the direction is always flowing, right? It changes on a day-to-day basis. People's opinions in this setting, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Wallcat, thank you for the $2 super chat with the eggs. I appreciate your channel, and I know what you mean by the eggs. That's fucking funny. I totally forgot about that, Wallcat. Wallcat's always hopping in, reminded me about the eggs. Live in a world of jealousy, and that's, you know what I mean. But that's, hey, we're all equal content opportunity. Like, we all do it the way that we choose to do it, and that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to build a strong foundation of a beautiful house. Now, I'm still working on that foundation, but I know damn well that my foundation is going to be strong, so these people can do their content, make the videos the way they make them. But what's going to last more? I mean, eventually people are going to get tired of the negativity, tired of the drama, tired of the shit talking, tired of the bashing, because it brings negative energy to their soul just existing in those shows or watching that content, when they could literally come over here and chill the fuck out and be cool. You know what I mean? So what's going to last longer, people? The drama? How long do you guys stick around drama? How long do you guys stick around cool? What's going to last longer, you know?
I want to live in a world where people have a voice and people get to ask questions and they don't have to
Mhm.
take the authorities' word for it. And
And
if you're just
you're not
repeating what the
ridiculed.
authorities say, you're not providing much value to me. If I wanted that story, I'd watch News Nation. I come to YouTube so I
Right.
can hear a different take and more open ideas. Because let's face it, mainstream media has a horrible reputation, especially over the last 2 or 3 years, for accuracy. So
Right.
and the funny thing is, these same people that are so concerned that you might have had a liar on your panel, there's liars on CNN every day,
Who
and I
says that
was
they're not a liar? You know what I'm saying? Who says
yeah.
that they're not talking about shit that they don't really do in real life? Just
Well,
nobody says it.
I mean,
You
you
know what I'm
you flip
saying?
on
Nobody
any
brings it up.
mainstream news channel, and you're going to hear bold-faced lies all day long. I mean,
I'm
put it this way:
I'm
you
saying
could
I'm
turn on the
saying the
news
same
now.
people.
You could
I'm
turn on the
saying the
news right
same
now, and they'll be telling you we have aliens and spacecraft in bunkers, and then so okay, but what's the story? Trust us, we've only been lying to you for 80 years. You know what I mean? But now we're telling you the truth. So whatever you feel about that story, whether there is really aliens in bunkers or there isn't, if there is, they've been lying to you for 80 years. If there isn't, now they're lying to you about this. But I mean,
the thing is, dude, is the same people that talk shit are the same people that don't do what they preach in the background. It's just ain't nobody came out and said that shit. So as much as they want to sit there and talk shit about other people, they need to focus on what they practice and what they preach. Because when people know what they're preaching, but what they don't practice,
just
they
reading a
they need to
comment from
stop.
Wandering Orphan. Love to debate what I think about what I believe is missing from the record. Yeah, I mean, jump up on panel, Orphan.
Tara, I can't see you. I just see a wall, so I haven't been able to know if you're. You know what I mean? I got to make sure that you're clothed and all that stuff. Okay, because you get some interesting people on here. Okay, go ahead. What's up, Tara? Tara.
Well,
How do I pronounce that first?
Tara,
Before Tara. Okay.
Tara. Hi. I just had a couple things. I think Dylan and Bethany, I think they're only 20 or 21. I think everybody should show them a little grace. We don't know what happened, and we won't find out to the trial. And I would hate to be one of them and be everybody be talking about them, because I just think that's horrible. That's
As
just
in the substance topic, or what are you specifically talking?
like just yeah, like just making up stuff, like like she had a drug deal, or she helped in the crime, and that's
Well,
yeah,
when it comes to what's true or not, we don't know, right? So we
right.
can't say that somebody's lying, and we can't say that somebody's being 100% truthful either, you know? And I totally agree with you.
We,
That's kind of one of the conversations. Brian had hopped up on Dago's panel yesterday, and that's kind of one of the conversations I was having with him. And I'm not saying that drugs aren't in the area. We all know that's true because you could go to the freaking local newspaper and read about them. Okay, we're not saying that things couldn't be a possibility. And what I was trying to explain is okay, I'm not saying it can't be possible. I'm not saying it can't be true, because it's an ugly world out there. We all know that this stuff exists, but at the same time, we don't have that kind of proof. And Crime Sleuthin had made a good point on the panel, talking about her brother and the substance thing, and how she hadn't done anything, but then this the stigma of it and all that stuff, and how so you have to think about, like, you're right, these are
and
victims, these are somebody's children,
and
family members, and if it's not
I
true.
wanted to talk about the Elantra cop. The cop
Yeah,
that the cop that pulled over Brian when he said there's no pedestrian walks in Pennsylvania, and the cop had to physically show him the law. When I think the problem was when they went out. I mean, you're not going to forget that. How many people say that? So you're not going to forget that. And that was a white Elantra. So I'm thinking maybe the cop did remember, but the wrong year. But his year, a car wasn't.
Well, they
on
weren't
there.
even looking for that specific year when
What?
he came across BKs. That's the thing.
Right.
They were
Right.
looking for 11 to 13.
And that was the problem. So the cop probably did remember and look it up and saw it was the wrong year.
I think what happened, Tara, I think what happened was, because if you look at the timeline and when everything took place, they were looking for a 2011 to 2013 vehicle. Obviously, they're going to notice BK's car because he's one of the cars that closely fits the description. And when you're putting out a very general description, it's easy to say that that could be the vehicle, okay? And I think what happened is when the Oregon car, because they were all excited to get to Oregon. They had a group of people. They were all excited, ready to go to Oregon. And when they went to Oregon and found out it was a dud lead, then it switched to BK's vehicle. Okay.
I think, and I know I jump around. I don't mean to, but I think the Memphis 3, that is really horrible. I don't think they had enough. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't think they had enough education to understand. And then they were being told to probably say something. I just don't think they, knew that. And then,
but it's an example of
they were kids. Yeah,
setting them up though, right? Like not treating them fairly,
right? Exactly.
And looking for a scapegoat, somebody to pin this on. And so that it's not so much the comparison between the kids and BK, but the cops and the system, the system that allows for that to happen. The system is if it's like a giant ugly monster that's out to get you.
I appreciate you guys bringing up that case. I really do, because that doesn't, you know what I mean? It's a case that is very relevant to what's taken place with the shady things that are going on, and that it can exist. And that's the thing, people, especially the 100% guiltiers, you know what I'm saying? Check out the West Memphis 3 case and then tell me 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there will tell you the shit.
Stephanie Harlow did great videos on that. If anybody wants to watch that, Stephanie Harlow in the true crime community. Okay. She's also with, I can't remember his name, Derek Levasseur. Now the Linda Lane lady and the Kim lady, if they are not telling the truth, what are they getting out of that? And they're saying some people's names.
Notoriety? I mean, if there's any kind of ill-gotten gain when it comes to creating lies about a horrific tragedy, what would be any other motive than besides that?
Well, and they could get sued for slander because they're speaking of people's names, like they're not just
probably more than just slander, like obstruction of justice.
Because I'm not kidding. Every channel I go on, she's on it on live, and it's a lot. Like I don't understand. Okay, I have a question about the food truck. Has the food truck been manipulated, the video, or is it the real one still?
I mean, I've heard different things, but I've never seen any manipulations in it. But at the same time, I'm not a, what do they call those, a videographer?
Because I looked at the video the other day, and I saw. I'm not doing a conspiracy or anything. I just saw that when the girls walked up, one of the boys, a girl in white, was walking up on the other side, and one of the guys waved at her to go back, and she went back somewhere. And then there was somebody making hand signals. Like so I thought maybe it was somebody messed with it and added extra stuff.
I mean, anything's a possibility, especially when we're looking into these other cases and what's even taken place. To say that something can't, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
have you watched it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never even. I don't believe I've even seen a video from that channel. I'll have to
Yeah,
check it out.
Yeah,
I did write it down.
Let me know, because they had that girl walking up in white, and then somebody made a hand signal for her to go back. I mean, I'm not making a conspiracy. I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what we're here for, exploring all thoughts, theories, and opinions.
And then I think that if Brian did it, allegedly, I think he should go ahead and plead guilty for these families so that they can go ahead and grieve.
Yeah.
Grieve. I mean, it's just not fair. Okay, and you saw my thing about Chronics of Olivia.
Yeah.
When she was shown it, there was a black cat in front of the house. The newest video, and it happened on November the 13th, in 11/22 month and year. 11/22 is King's Drive. Just laugh.
So when was this video? Is this something that you recently did? Because I thought
I saw it this morning. She didn't mention the black cat. She didn't mention any of this. I noticed it.
No, I mean, was the video uploaded this morning or in the past? Because when I do go to look for it, since she doesn't mention it, it'd be. Do you know if it was from this morning?
I'm not sure. I think it's her latest.
Okay.
I can let you know, but
okay, yeah, just let me know.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you.
How do I get off?
Oh, I can go ahead and remove you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and yeah, thank you. I appreciate your comfort hopping up here and sharing your opinion, and hopefully there we go. You guys, it should. How do you? I think you click the three. How do you exit, Jesse? You just click the three dots and then you exit.
Yeah, and it says remove yourself from the.
Oh, you're on PC.
I'm on PC. Yeah, I've got a setup because I mean I literally just got off a show like minutes before.
Whoa. Yeah, I know. Now you're inside with the piano in the back. Yeah.
Sammy asked me to change my background. I don't know why. I thought everybody liked the beach, but since I have the ability to change my background with a stroke of a keyboard, I thought might as well.
So I have a question, because when I tried to do that with my StreamYard, man, my StreamYard is like, do you have a green screen or do you just have a blank wall? Or
no, I have a white wall behind me, like just in my house. I have a flat white wall right behind me. And if I'm wearing a black shirt, if I was wearing a white shirt, this would not work. If I was wearing a lighter colored shirt, it wouldn't work. And if everybody's wondering why they see me wearing the same shirt on panel all the time, it's because this one works best with my setup. Nice. I've got more than one black shirt, but I have to use my black shirts for filming when I'm doing my work and appearing on camera.
I need to get a show hoodie, and then I can just do that every single day and do something like that, because I'd like to have some different backgrounds and stuff. It's just when I do it on mine, because I'm going to be getting a green screen soon, so I'm sure that'll just make all the difference. But yeah, I tried it before, and it was like, I'm like, what the hell? But my wall was baby blue, so maybe that's why. Let's see here. Do you play the piano? Detective Golden's asking. What's up, Brian? Get up here, Brian, if you're not busy. We're just hanging out for a little bit. I am going to check out that Harsh video, though, that Jesse's talking about here. So let's get to that real quick.
Yeah, Harsh, he goes hard in the paint here. He's not messing around.
Good. I love
Did
Harsh.
you catch his video on the Gray Hughes Elantra stuff like a month ago?
No,
Because
no, I didn't.
I gave him shit for that because he posted and he's like, it's it. They got Koberger dead to rights because Gray Hughes pinpointed where the Elantra went, and I was just like, man, I watch your channel every day. What is this? Like, did you get hacked or something?
Well, what's up with that
then,
pinned comment? You see that?
no,
Dude.
what was the pin?
Dude, the pin con. What video?
Oh,
Gosh,
at Harsh's place.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was.
Was it about WSU Kim? Because he
Which video was it?
was Brian framed. Is the video?
Dude, it was freaking no. This
certain things into.
was it? No, it was because Dago read the whole damn thing. Let me see.
Oh, that was that big long
No,
pin
that's
comment
not
from
it.
the
It
other
might
day.
have been. Like, why did he even pin it? You know. It was saying some crazy stuff. Sorry.
I guess he's
StreamYards.
he's just put out a new one 2 minutes ago, by the looks of things.
Oh, really?
The one I was
Here, let me
referring
look.
to is was Brian framed, and he sort of takes people to task for not, not being objective about the situation.
Okay. Let's see. Who to trust around the Idaho 4K? That's interesting too.
Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful people. And how
That's
are
probably.
you all? You're looking amazing as we have entered the midweek hump. And look, we've got some things to
What
talk
they
about.
eat don't make
As
me
a few
shit.
people have been reaching out and asking just one simple question, or should I say two simple questions. One is, do you believe that Brian Koberger has been framed? And other people have kind of said, why would they frame Brian Koberger when there are other people closer to the situation that they could have used? The housemates, for instance, the surviving housemates. If this was about an easier win for them than going after Brian. And yes, there are some questions. Would Brian Koberger have been framed?
Oh my lord, am I gonna get booted? Yeah, just give me a second. It's
Pretty buggy.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna rewind that. Okay, everybody. Sorry about that. And nope, hold on. I'm on Wi-Fi right now, so which I've been the whole week. It's just right now it's kind of getting a little buggy. All right, we're good, man. All right, that is not fact or conspiracy trail cameras. Oh, you guys are chatting about something else in the chat there? All right. Give me 1 second.
Are you all? You're looking amazing, so I'm hoping the way you look is the same way as you feel as we have entered the midweek hump. And look, we've got some things to talk about, as a few people have been reaching out and asking just one simple question, or should I say two simple questions. One is, do you believe that Brian Koberger has been framed? And other people have kind of said, why would they frame Brian Koberger when there are other people closer to the situation?
Unravel, I want to say thank you real quick for the gifted memberships. Hold on, guys. It's acting. What the hell? Unravel, thank you for the gifted membership to Brian, Sarah Sweetness, Tattletales, and Love Sale. I appreciate those very much. And I'll be having a members only stream when I'm back home this weekend. We're going to have that Sigma Chi members only, and I'm going to shoot for the Saturday night this weekend since we didn't get to do it last weekend. And then I'm going to be doing that Grub Truck show this weekend, either Friday morning. It depends on what time I get back home. Either a Friday morning or a Saturday morning. I'll probably be doing the Grub Truck stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let me get back to this video.
That they could have used. The housemates, for instance, the surviving housemates. If this was about getting a result and framing someone in order to get a result, maybe there would have been an easier win for them than going after Brian. And yes, there are some questions surrounding that. But look, the biggest question of all is, would Brian Koberger have been framed? Is that something that could have even happened? Or are people who even dare to go there, are they just clutching at straws? Are they truly tinfoil hat wearing people who should stay in their lane? And we're going to talk about why I think it's important for you guys who are completely against the Brian Koberger being framed to understand that these things happen. And how I'm going to address this with you is by giving you some real and true examples of where the system, not just law enforcement, but the many systems that are in place that we trust every day, are screwing you every day, and you accept it. Let's get straight into it. Now, look, by the end of this, all of these things that I talk about are going to hopefully bring more clearer focus towards the reality, and that is that Brian Koberger could have indeed been framed. We could be looking at a situation that Brian Koberger didn't do this crime, but law enforcement utilized him as a scapegoat. And I think what's first important is to understand what we mean when we turn around and say someone has been framed. We're I think a lot of people have this mindset that when someone says framed, there's this, it's like a sensational thing. It's this big deal that we see in movies where someone has been framed for murdering someone, and it's drawn out across this really exciting 1.5 to 2 hour long film. And that's where we are exposed to this situation. So when we look at the case of the Idaho 4 and we hear the word framed, our only reference point is to reference where we've seen people being framed in the past. Right. And we use films.
And it's exactly right. And I appreciate you, Jesse and Tara, for bringing up the West Memphis 3. I really do. And that's exactly why we did a show on that before. Unfortunately, the next episode, it was so, because if you look into that case and you go beyond what we started to cover in the show, and you go into the the stuff that took place during that crime, it is so graphic, and it is so I literally I had to take it off of YouTube, um, because I wasn't even familiar with it as I was getting into it, and it was one of those situations where we were doing another show, and I didn't know what was coming. And when I started to cover the details of the case, I was just like, damn, I can't. It's a lot. So I encourage all of you guys, and we can have another show about it in the future, but not about those specifics. But I encourage all of you guys, please check out the West Memphis 3. It's the reason why we look up old cases when it comes to what possibly could be happening on, because history repeats itself. And that's how we learn. We learn from history, and then we take the mistakes and we take the loose ends, and then we use that to make ourselves better in the future. And
Those who
so
don't know their history are doomed to repeat it.
exactly, that's 100%, man. And we're here to evolve every single day, and that's why we do say that these things can be possible, because we're not going to be stuck in the status quo of saying that it's 100%, because these things exist, because these things do take place. There's a reason that people don't want us to talk about it, because it goes against everything that they're preaching. And what they're preaching is not the Constitution. We preach the Constitution on here. That's why we bring up other cases or other similarities, so you guys can look at that as well and have a better understanding. Yes, things do exist. Again, thank you, Jesse, and Tara for bringing up that case, because not many people know about it, and even just coming up here on panel and shouting it out, it means a lot.
Whose dramatization, through these part documentaries, shows. And the truth is that real life is seldom like the movies.
Hold on, everybody. It's getting one bar again. It'll just take a second to get back. The Wandering Orphan, you obviously know about the case as well, and I kind of feel the same thing also. So if we ever do a show, Jesse, Wandering Orphan, anybody else that has covered that case, I would love to have you guys on panel, and we could just have an open discussion show about it if you guys would ever like to. It definitely, it's messed up. And like Jesse said, they had to admit to guilt to be able to get out. It's a very, very interesting situation. And when you look at the DNA, what exists and what doesn't, you're going to sit there and you're going to go, what?
Well, after it was proven they were innocent, because a lot of people think that, if we can prove you're innocent, they're just going to let you go. Well, these guys continued to sit in jail for years after after it was very clear that they were innocent. It took years to get them out after that.
Yes. Young kids when they went in, and grown men when they came out. And then, yeah, we should have an open conversation show about it sometime. That would be just to kind of get it out there somewhere. All right, now it looks like everything's good, so I'm going to go ahead. Once it does, if it gets down to a bar again, I'll go ahead and pause it and just chit chat just to let it come back up. But it looks all good now.
And that is included in the framing situation. Framing in real life is not the same as framing in the movies. It doesn't quite work that way. And what we're going to do at the end, we're going to talk very specifically about how
Good
the
Lord.
framing of Brian Koberger would have truly looked. And so you understand that it ain't like the movies. So perhaps you can get your head around the fact that, look, it could have indeed been possible. But first of all, let's just talk about the corruption and things that are all around you every day that you're seemingly forgetting about if you believe that law enforcement is an organization that can simply be trusted and shouldn't be questioned. So first of all, let's talk about Wayne Couzens. Now, Wayne Couzens, for those of you who don't know, was a police officer who worked for the Met Police in the UK. And Wayne Couzens was an absolute monster. And if you've never heard of him, after this video, go and Google him. But this was a guy who went on to kill. A police officer who went on to kill. I'm not going to go balls deep into that situation because it's a heinous, heinous crime. But what I will tell you is that that could have been prevented. But the police officers around him, the organization around him, hid it. And amongst all of this case, there was other things that had been, how can I say, exhumed from investigating and being involved in these police officers around the Met Police that overturned monstrous acts and behaviors. They were literally, they had WhatsApp groups, these officers, and was taking the piss out of women who were being attacked and taken into the woods and murdered. They were taking the piss about it. And then when you had women who were actively trying to protest for their rights, it was the male officers and the female officers even involved in the Met Police who were basically using tactics to quieten them, to silence them, to be violent against these protesters who were just simply trying to say you're there to protect us, but you're not protecting us. And they were the organization, the Met Office, the higher ups, the people in control, rather than deal with these officers who were doing the things that they were doing, they simply told them to hide what they were doing better, to make sure they ditched all of the information off their phones. They wiped everything clean. And they all got away with it. They all walked. That's one of the largest, well, the largest
Wow.
police organizations in the UK.
That's
and they are
crazy.
full to the brim of corrupt, nasty narcissists. We have in our family a police.
And I'm just going to pause it real quick. My socials are up there at the bottom of the screen. Discord me, evilcj number 2540, evilcj@gmail.com or evilcj at Twitter. And try and hit me up on Twitter or Gmail because I've heard there's some issues with Discord and I'm going to have to fix those when I'm done working on the vehicle. I'm going to have to end this show in about, I don't know, a half hour or an hour or so around there. And then I'm going to finish working on the vehicle. And I got about 2 or 3 hours to do on the vehicle. And then after that, I'm going to get the Discord stuff squared away. Let's see. I appreciate the way you run your show. Aw. Well, I appreciate you too. Thank you. Okay, thank you, sir. I am like we're doing a... Yep, just go ahead and contact me that way and we'll get those, And let me get back to this video. There's about 11 more minutes or so. But what he's saying is what we've been preaching this whole time, everybody. One of the reasons why we get ridiculed.
Officer who is actively abusing his wife, who we ourselves went to the police
Oh my God.
to have investigated. And I systematically watched them manipulate the entire situation to hide it. And he utilized his knowledge of the law to very strategically try to destroy his wife. And he got away with it. And I'm not spinning you a yarn. That is the gospel truth. So these people who you hold in high regard and believe that they would not do anything to frame, to get a result that they're required to get, there are police officers who will actively say that they will actively do specifically watch for people turning left at a non-turn left junction. But they'll ignore something else because it's not on their quota that might be higher up in terms of the nefarious nature of the crime. They are very results driven, very, very results driven, and they also take a lot into consideration in terms of how much something is going to cost them to do. And if this runs for so long, what's it likely to cost the department? Again, case in point, the Sean Doherty case, which I keep referencing, and people don't quite get it. The penny doesn't quite drop. And that is the fact that we have a young boy whose death was ruled as a self-deletion. And when you look at it, that is impossible. I've got an entire playlist about this death. Please go and watch it if you're not familiar with it, because that again will open your eyes as to what law enforcement are willing to do when the chips are down. Some people just don't seem to want to accept it. And there are more and more. I know I've had personal experiences when I was growing up. Wealthy families who were the parents of my friends, who actively, alongside chiefs of police, the fire departments, they were involved in the arson of buildings that were become, how can I say it, made more sense for them to vanish, to disappear, burn down perhaps, and then to utilize certain things to make it look like this was a complete accident. And it was gestured and joked for long periods of time about these parents who were still had £50 notes in their safes that was still tinged from the fires that burned the building down. But they're untouchable. I had a friend who killed somebody, hit them with a motorcycle, but because his parents were wealthy, by the end of it, not only did he walk scot-free, but they made it look like the person who was the victim had used my ex-friend. I'll just tell you, eventually karma got him and he was killed himself. Anyway, that's by the by. Point being that they made it look like my ex-friend was the victim because this postman was suicidal and had utilized my friend as a method of death. I'm telling you now, this shit happens. This shit happens in abundance. And I'll go to something completely unrelated to kind of police and crime and this. Energy companies and banks. These are the same people who are telling you that we're in this dire mess and their interest rates have to go up and things have to cost more. We have to charge more for this, charge more for that. And then all of a sudden, the banks come out and they post profits that are exponentially higher than they were last year. So lo and behold, what is it? Is it that everyone's struggling, or is it that these companies just want to make more money off of the consumer and say, fuck you, you're doing shit, we're going to bathe in the glory of your shit? This happened just days ago. And again, energy companies who, we were getting told that we had to pay more and pay more and pay more because things were costing more. And we're just pushing on what it's costing us onto you. And lo and behold, we have the same thing again. These companies post and record profits, but yet nobody does anything. They just go along with it because people are too fucking stupid to work out what is happening.
Pre-charge.
And now we go back into the Idaho 4 case. And when we say, could Brian have been framed? And the answer to that question is yes, he could have been framed. And have we seen the exact point with which he was framed? Was he questioned? He was brought in, he was arrested, he was brought in, and there was apparently a conversation that lasted for around 15 minutes. And after that conversation that started with Brian Kohberger very openly going in to speak and have a discussion, and then he stopped and quickly, abruptly stopped talking to them. And I believe that Brian Kohberger, let's not forget the nature of his education, the fact that he had spoken to law enforcement previously. He wanted to work alongside law enforcement. He had approached them for a job. We've seen in the email
Pretty heavy, isn't it, CJ?
that were written between. They wouldn't hard to say yes and get fucked in the ass. Stop doing it. I can't help but think that, yes, look, this conversation happens and Brian Kohberger goes in there trusting. He goes in there open, and because of that trusting, because of that openness, he has a discussion. They very quickly find out that this person is a perfect candidate for pinning this fucking crime on. Because in that 15 minutes, that's all it took them to realize that he would not be able to prove that he wasn't where they were going to make him out to be. Where were you on this night, and do you have any witnesses? I was in bed, I was asleep, or I was doing something. Do you have any witnesses? Anyone who can corroborate your story? No, I don't. That's it. If you have a loner who was on their own, who didn't have an alibi, wouldn't be able to substantiate an alibi, you've got yourself a perfect candidate. They're not too close, so anybody else can kind of cause difficulties in the background. Like people turn around and say, why didn't they use someone closer to this set of people? Well, if you go too close into it, someone's going to know something, someone's going to say something, there's going to be something, there's going to be a link in that chain that breaks and the whole lot falls apart. But you have someone who is an outsider, but you've done enough homework, enough things in the background before bringing them in. Because let's not forget, we questioned this yesterday. Why did they just not bring him in like through the normal situation that you would? You have a suspect, you bring them in, you question them. That's not how this worked. This was an investigation prior to his arrest in order to ascertain whether he was a candidate, a suitable candidate for what they planned to do. That is my interpretation of what happened. And could I be completely wrong? Yes, I could. But am I wrong to be considering it? Well, with what I've just told you, and all of these things that I have told you are absolute facts and true, can you honestly tell me that it's wrong to even consider that Brian Kohberger could have indeed been framed? Could he have been framed? Does framing happen? It can happen. It doesn't have to happen like the movies. But first of all, they need to ascertain whether someone is a viable candidate for that. And I believe that they did all their homework, they did all their recce work in the background, and they found themselves someone. They just needed to bring him in at the end and just make sure that he couldn't turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I was with Dave that night." And yeah, can you get that confirmed? Can we confirm that? Yes, I can. Ring Dave. But within 15 minutes, they can work out that he can't prove where he was. He has no witnesses, no nothing. There you go. And when you pair that with the fact that their entire legal setup and system gives them utter power with the absolute minimal of proof needed, you've got yourself a shit show. Now, the question is, what is going to happen at the end? Are we going to see this play out in a way that in the end, right at the end, everyone's seen enough and they're confident enough that the outcome was the right outcome? Or are there going to be a huge amount of questions at the end of this?
I think there's still, even after there's a conviction or acquittal, I still think this is going to be one of those cases where everybody, as much as everybody talks about the guilt and the innocence in this case, I think it's going to stay the same even after a conviction or an acquittal. Just my opinion. But he's saying a lot of great facts, and thanks for suggesting this video, Jesse, because
and what I'm taking from this isn't that it's not the fact that he's saying that Kohberger might have been framed. It's the fact that he's saying it's right to ask questions. That's what I'm taking away. And the examples he's providing, and he was quite articulate in the way it was pretty heavy actually, like some of the stuff he's talking about and the examples he's giving, personal to him. I have these same experiences personal to me that I'm aware of in my life, where I know corrupt cops have done things to people, set things up. I mentioned one of those on Dago's show the other day. This happens. I know it happens. It happens in every country in the world. And the more you open things up and ask questions and take a deeper dive into it, maybe we can prevent it from happening more in the future.
That's right.
And the mean girls that want to stop us from asking questions, essentially they're endorsing this to continue, in my opinion. The wrongful convictions, situations like what happened to the kids in the Memphis 3, and the endless list of wrongful convictions that happen. If more people were asking more questions, it would be more difficult for Ellie to do these things to people. And don't jump on us for asking questions. We're not doing wrong to the family members. We're doing right by asking questions, even if we're getting it wrong at times.
Right. And don't get upset for people, because that's how you get to the truth, right, Jesse? Is you explore all the thoughts, theories, and opinions that exist out there, because you have to in order to try and find the truth. If you don't, then you're following the line of the status quo about the 100% guilt or innocence, either way. Like somebody wrote in here, where's it at? Anything is possible. Somebody wrote, where's it at? Something about how, he could still be guilty or have knowledge of the crime. And I've always felt that too. I've always felt that if he was guilty, I always thought that maybe he was even possibly part of the lowest man on the totem pole and was just a driver, or just had knowledge of it. There's so many different possibilities that can take place.
Maybe manipulated by a woman as well.
That too. Yeah. I mean, Bred to Kill brought up honeypotting as a situation as well. There's so many things that can be possible because we just don't know. And what if we stuck to the PCA? What if we didn't question things? What if, what if Dot hopped up on panel last night and we took everything as 100% truth? It's in either direction. You have to explore. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, I pointed out the inconsistencies of the statements, the story, their account of things. Doesn't mean that we're doing anything wrong. We're asking questions. If somebody hops up on a panel, That's what this panel is meant for. That's why I have an open sign up there in the top right corner, because it is an open freaking panel. If somebody wants to hop in, somebody could hop in and say that they saw a freaking alien running down the damn road. Anybody can hop in an open panel and say whatever. Uh, that's not being disrespectful. Um, does it mean that we have to totally believe everything? No. In fact, when we're sitting there having somebody on panel and things aren't making sense, I think what I did by being the one on the panel that was questioning everything when it came to the inconsistencies, I thought I did my damn job for somebody that wanted to hop up on panel and say a bunch of stuff. I didn't totally believe it was 100% real. I sat there and I listened to the things that were being said to me, and the shit wasn't making sense, and I said it on in real time. I didn't have to sit there and rewatch it and listen to it again and come to some kind of conclusion. No, that shit was on the fly.
Sometimes
So,
every story tells a story as well, even if it's lies. You can learn things from listening to the way people are lying to you. Pick it apart and get information out of it. And I'm curious, like, assuming that for those who don't believe anything that Dot said, I'm interested to know why somebody would make that stuff up, and why there seems to be this group of people on Reddit that are pushing, like, people have accused you and Dago of pushing a narrative. I've already said I don't think that's the case at all. But
I push innocent until proven guilty.
there is a group out there that seems to be pushing this narrative that with these Linda Lane videos. And what is their motivation? I know somebody pulled up the Gonzalez family website, and how they indicated that it could be related to the defense. And I just thought that's a rather wild conspiracy theory, because I mean, you're going to risk your career by doing shady shit on YouTube. It doesn't make sense when you're an attorney of that stature.
Right.
I can't see
Right.
them being involved in something like that. I
one
mean,
of the-
not just your career, but I mean, I think you could actually go to prison for if they could pin you involvement in fabricating fake evidence and posting it on YouTube. I mean, you could probably go to jail for that.
I mean, shoot, look at what's happening to Ryan Upchurch, everybody, with the Kylie Rodney case. It does exist. That's why, people want to get upset at me because comments get removed because people want to put names out there. I'm sorry. I'm not putting names out there. The shows where people hop up and speak names, the shit's gone. People want to put names in comments or chats. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? That's not my game. There's other content creators that will do that, and that's fine. That's how they want to approach it. That's how they approach it. I'm not about that. And I always try and stay open-minded no matter what. And so if anybody's pushing any narrative, it's the Constitution over here. It's the fact that you're innocent until proven guilty. If I'm pushing a narrative, I'm pushing the narrative that the judge wants when it comes to not showing BK's frickin' face when there's a court trial. If I'm pushing a narrative, it's a narrative that you have to question everything because history repeats itself. And if you try and drive a vehicle where you're just looking out the front windshield and you don't have the side windows as you're driving down the road, good luck, because you're going to end up in a fucking accident. And it's the same way when you're approaching these cases. If you drive with only the front windshield and you don't notice everything in the side windows, you can keep driving, but eventually you're going to hit something. So you can keep going down that path, but it's not going to end up well. It's not. I think there are groups that try to sway people either way, no matter what the topic. As a distraction, as a nurse, I could tell you when the news was going on to get hot over COVID or it would be quiet. Yeah. I mean, you guys, that's another thing, the whole COVID thing. If you don't fall in line, look at how you got ridiculed for that because you didn't want to put some vaccine in your body that was created in months instead of the normal process of a vaccine taking 5-10 years, trial
And the example
studies.
that I brought up
You
of
know,
CNN changing the color of Joe Rogan's skin when he tested positive for COVID, CNN changed his skin tone to yellow to make him look sicker because that fed the narrative that they wanted to push out there. And it doesn't get any more mainstream than CNN, right? And dirty little tricks like that you're getting fed from the mainstream media. And then you got a guy like CJ who has an open panel, lets people talk, and you want to jump on his back. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
yeah, and it don't, and that's, hey, they're giving me a platform. Their people are going to come here. They're going to see what the show's really about, and they're going to be part of the fam. So really, I don't have to. I don't have to spend shit, and I get a benefit from their hate. So, hey, as much as other people want to sit there and retaliate and all these other things, I sit back and appreciate, because you know what? You just put my name out there to more people that didn't even know who the fuck I am. And once they get here, they'll see who I am, because when you spend time in this show, you have no choice. No matter what angle you have when you're coming in this show, you're going to spend time in it regardless. And when you spend time in the show, you'll see what the show's about. I mean, there's been so many people already, because this has been happening for months. And I've had people from these other shows even email me telling me, wow, I was totally thinking that you were some other fucking person. And this is people from their old communities that don't even exist in their communities anymore because of the type of venom and the negativity that they sit through. And when they come here and they're like, damn, you let people speak with an open mind. Damn, you have an open mind. Even though you tell people shit don't make sense or shit seems like bullshit, you still tell people that things can be true, because we don't know until we're actually in the trial. We see the documents coming out, we see the information coming out through a trial process. We don't know. So I can sit there and tell you something sounds like complete bullshit, but at the same time, I could wake up the next day and then all of a sudden it could all be true, because I truly don't know. I can't say anything 100% because it doesn't exist until it does exist. And Brian, that's one of the reasons why I was trying to tell everybody all the inconsistencies yesterday in Dago's afternoon show. I was trying to explain to people, if this, you state you talked to Ann Taylor and you gave her this information, why are you not under a gag order? Why are you not her star witness? You're a bigger witness than DM if what you really said, because you said you heard it, DM straight up told you, then why are you not a star witness? Why is anybody letting you get on any YouTube panels and talk? Why is she letting you not even be in communication? It just doesn't make sense. And so, you could be one of those channels that sits there and goes, oh my gosh, this is fucking true, and just run with the shit. And that's the thing. When I woke up yesterday morning, I was already done, moved past it. And that's why I think maybe I came across in Dago's show like I was having an attitude. I wasn't having an attitude. People take my tone wrong sometimes. It's just, because I explore all these thoughts, theories, and opinions, and when my BS meter gets to the top, I don't have time for any more BS. I don't. And so I already knew that's what was going to take place, Brian. That's why I was done with it. That's why on Dago's show, I wanted to let everybody know, here's all the inconsistencies I saw. Here's why I think it's BS. I gave you every freaking answer to the test. It's up to you if you want to peep it or not. And then whatever anybody else wants to do at that point, hey, that's on them. But I already knew, because really, what are you going to gain? Like, we already heard what they were saying on my panel the other night. If you're already being told those things, what more can you take as not BS is where I'm coming from. And then you're just filling it up more and more and more, which is taking you away from the stuff that you really need to focus on. And then what's the benefit out of all that cost? You're spending an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours of somebody's night existing in toxicity for what? Because you're not going to get anything out of it. If anything, you're going to get more stuff that you got to dig through to see if it's even true or not, when you've already been shown multiple times in the conversation on my panel why you shouldn't even believe. I'm not saying it's not true, but come on. And the biggest thing, Ann Taylor, you're not a star witness. If you are a direct witness of the person telling you from the PCA statement that the PCA statement is a lie, with what she's trying to do, how are you not the star witness? How are you allowed to get on YouTube panels if what you're saying is true? And that's where I'm coming from.
And why do you want to go on all of them as well? Your story might make a little bit more sense if you just got on one panel and you talked to some people that led you to the correct procedure and contacting LE. But if you want to be on a dozen panels, it sounds like you're just chasing clout and looking for attention.
You know, and you kind of have to. Some people are like that. Hell, look what Carly Russell did. You know what I'm saying? She created a freaking story of, and that's the worst part. What about some parent out there that couldn't find their kid? And then all of a sudden they hear a 911 call coming over that there's a child on the frickin' highway. What about those parents that were, maybe their son was 3 blocks down the street playing with George, but they thought, oh shit, I can't get a hold of him. They're not hearing me call his name. Oh my gosh. And they live right by that frickin' highway.
And I will point out that some people jumped the gun and did videos on that story on day one, right? And then it kind of blew up and hit them in the face when the story fell apart, right? Like, and it's not their fault. Don't get me wrong, it's not their fault. I'm just saying, if you're going to be out here putting out content, doing these videos, shit like that's going to happen, right? You're going to get some takes wrong, and some people that we're all friends with, or you're probably better friends with than I am, but would put out videos like that where they're really leaning into that narrative of a baby on the highway and using it as bait. It's horrible. I got, hindsight's 2020, and I don't ever like to say I told you so if I didn't say it before the fact, but I gotta say that story never made sense to me. That Carly Russell on day one when that came out, I was
as soon as I saw the freaking interstate cam, bro, when I didn't even know anything about it, the first thing we watched was the enhanced video of the interstate cam, and I'm sitting there going, right away, I'm going, okay, you're calling because you've seen a baby on the frickin' highway, but when you pull over, your hazards are on before you even come in the camera view, and you keep driving down the fucking road, and then you stop, and then nothing. I'm sorry, if I saw a freaking kid on the side of the road, my ass is slamming on my damn brakes, and I'm jumping out of my freaking car, running to the damn child, man. That right there told me something don't seem right. And I was getting shit.
The story never made sense.
Hate. Yeah, I was getting shit and getting hate because I was sitting there saying that what she was saying didn't make no damn sense. Oh, you're bashing, you're victim blaming, da da da. She's got this. I'm like, are you that, like, for real? When you see the car driving with the hazards on already and somebody doesn't slam on the damn brakes or back up or get out of their freaking car running, and you're trying to tell me that somebody said that they pulled over because they saw a kid on the freaking highway? Well, then you must not care about damn kids if you're taking your sweet ass fucking time to get out of the damn car and go get the kid. So which is it? Some of the people, like, it's crazy, man. It really is crazy. It's like, come on, use common sense, people. Use common sense. No to the tinfoil, yes to common sense.
Use common sense and stay out of 4chan. Yeah,
that too, because, yeah, you can find a lot of shit to fit any kind of narrative you want to fit when you're in 4chan.
It's always the worst when somebody comes up in panel and says, CJ, did you see what I saw on 4chan yesterday? I'm like, oh no, not this again.
Right, man. I mean, Not to say that there's something out there that can't be true, but honestly, it
But
really
but you're always a gracious host. You're always polite to them, and I know that you expect your other panel guests to be polite to them as well. And you know, it's all good, right? That's what you're all about.
always, all day, every day, man. And because I'm not at the water cooler, so I can't tell you, and I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody they're completely wrong or right, because I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. And so I just approach life and everybody else how I would want them to approach me. That's why I say I give everybody 150. If they don't want to approach me the same, then I ain't got time for you, because there ain't that much time on this planet for me to be spending on that. It's about the people that are about the same approach, because when you got 10 people rowing the same direction in a boat, you guys get to where you get to go, you get to your goal. When you got one person that's paddling the other way, all you're going to keep doing is overworking yourself, and you're barely going to get anywhere. That's why I got the big foot, because that big foot makes sure that we're all rowing in the same direction, so we can all get to that destination.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're.
Now, there is another video from Harsh. Have you guys seen this about who to trust around the Idaho 4 case?
This is a new one. This was
What's up,
released while
Delon?
we've been on this panel, I think.
Yeah, this was maybe like a half an hour ago, so we'll go ahead and check that out too. He lives in Thailand, Jesse does. And everybody hit the like if you haven't yet, please. It's the free way to help me out. And, I think, I'm not sure. I haven't checked this video out, obviously, but this is kind of like what we're talking about. And this is kind of like what I was talking, I think. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking at the title. And it's kind of like fitting with what I was even discussing yesterday. We're going to have people coming up. They could say there's aliens. Somebody could hop on panel and say the sun is fucking blue.
Do you remember what I said about WSU Kim yesterday in Diego's show? Just that it was a banner day for her, right? Because True Crime Design did a video when she was the star of the video, and Jules did a video about her. She also made the headlines in Harsh's community tab. He did a pin post about her. So it was a big day for WSU Kim. She's making headlines and getting seen, and I think she's probably pretty happy with that.
Yeah, Jesse, I love Jesse hopping up on panel. And I did a stream as I was driving here. Now, the one in the later stream where I was going through the mountains, that's not going to be a freaking possibility. I'm not even going to try and do it again. But what I do plan on doing is having the stream for probably the last 6 hours or so as I'm going. I'm not too sure when I'm bouncing, but I will put out a notification for that on the road stream. And so if you guys are up and you're bored, you're more than welcome to hang out. I'm just going to have that coming up when I do leave. And then we'll get to some of this other stuff. We're going to get to the Sigma Chi stuff this weekend. I'm thinking if I'm back early enough for Friday night show, instead of doing true crime chat, I think we'll just have a game night, because I haven't really been able to do the game nights because I've been away from the studio. So, if I get back early enough Friday, I think I'd like to just chill back with everybody and play some games and stuff like that. But we'll definitely, I'll keep you updated on that. And I might be doing a late night surprise stream after the mod meeting if there's enough time. But if not, I'll try and be on tomorrow morning, because I do need to get some of these live streams. It's one of the reasons why I'm here. This is Jesse. Jesse's up on panel with me. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate you. And I'm majoring in digital forensics. I'm a year away from my bachelor's. There's nothing that can be changed with the digital part. In court, online, yes. Not in court, with real analysis looking at it. And let me see here. Loved watching your police simulation. Thank you. Hopefully I'll have a new episode coming out this weekend, because I wanted to do one this week, but I just haven't. This car stuff and all this other stuff is really just taking that off. I still need to try and get to the beach, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to. But here is the newest harsh reality video. Now, this is kind of like, I think it's who do you trust, right? And kind of like what me and Jesse were talking about a little bit ago. You got to ask questions. You know, yeah, people are going to come up and say the sun's blue. People are going to come up and say a dog's ass is upside down. You know, there's different things that people can say. Now it's up to us to determine if the shit's real or not, if we should continue to talk about it, if we should even give any more airplay to it. And, you know, I'm just at that point. It's kind of like the Linda Lane stuff. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's not important. If you've been in my old shows before, you know, if the camera at the crime scene or across the street comes out, then the Linda Lane footage is second most important. But after the first day of Linda Lane, you have to question, is this timestamp even real? There's so much reasonable doubt that the sounds, it could be people living in the apartment complex, which it probably is, honestly. But there's no reason to focus any more time on it. And I feel this is the same thing with this .rumble stuff. And that's what I was trying to say yesterday in Dago's panel. Yes, we listen to all thoughts, theories, and opinions, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and continue the conversation of it when I already have so many questions there, and I already did during the live, and I brought those up during the live to the person. So I don't know how much more you can get from that, but there's a lot of people coming up. You don't know who to trust, because let's be honest, if somebody came out here sharing a bunch of bomb information, they would be part of a gag order. They would. It's just hard. But you have to keep it in the same perspective. Each person, whether it's Dot or Kim or Jesse or me, right? None of us truly know. None of us do. The people that committed the crime, person or persons, possibly the witnesses, and the people that are working on this case. Those are the only ones that truly know all the information. So nobody can say either way. We still have to explore, because we will find little bits of truth, even if it's somebody coming in with a wheelbarrow full of lies. There's still going to be one pebble that can be truth. And that's why we explore all these thoughts, theories, and opinions, because you're not going to go to the mountains searching for gold and do your first scoop and you got a shit ton of gold and you just have to toss some dirt off. No, it don't happen like that. You have to take dirt and you have to sift through it, and you have to get rid of all the ugly and the gross and the shit that don't make sense to find the little teeny nuggets of truth. There's always truth in something. Could confuse people. I mean, there's definitely all sorts of things that could be taking place. BK could be a fall guy because he was a loner and he was an outsider from a part of the country that buddy network. It could also be BK was a driver. It could be BK was the one sitting behind his computer planning it out, talking to everybody to do the crime for him. BK could have been the only person that did it. We just don't know. We just don't. So nobody can say 100% of it.
But when you get presented with information that's hard to swallow, that doesn't make sense, you're not wrong for criticizing it and calling it out and saying, I'm sorry, I'm having a tough time believing that. I'm sorry, I'm having a tough time believing that you saw a man walking toward you clad in black with a mask on in your house. And we had this conversation on Dago's Live last night with Crime Sleuth, and who I totally respect her and everything else. I have a different opinion, that's all. And she mentioned, well, it was during the time of COVID, it was pretty normal for people to wear masks. And there's some truth to that. But at 4:30 in the morning, if you've been hooking up, you're not going to hook up and come out of a bedroom at 4:30 in the morning after you hooked up wearing unless you're a real weirdo. And let's not forget what the guy's accused of doing, what he just did. He's accused of just unaliving 4 people in 8 minutes. There's got to be some sort of indication of what he's been up to.
Right.
So not only are you giving us an 8-minute time frame for him to do something that seems to be impossible for him to do, given his experience in such things and his physical stature and everything else, but then he's able to be charming enough with DM to be like, hey, just walking past, just hooked up, just walking past,
Right.
pay no attention. You know, isn't he going to be like huffing and puffing and covered in bodily fluids? And I mean, what has he got in his hand? It doesn't have a sheath on it, apparently. It's got to be in his hand or tucked behind hiding it behind. I mean, he's got to be so sketchy looking. You just think about if you saw BK walking toward you after he did that, and try to picture his body language, and for you to suggest that you think that he could have just been anybody because it's a party house. Yeah, I don't think a guy that just unalived 4 people for the first time in his life looks like just anybody in a party house.
No, dude.
Wearing a mask.
Yeah,
and that's just that's just me. You know, I mean, it's just, I think people show a willingness to buy into a narrative that doesn't add up. I mean, that's an equation that, to me, when you really break it down point by point, just, you know, why would anybody believe that?
Because they can't stray from the narrative that they've been going on this whole time. And that's why I talk about a solid foundation. Because we have a foundation here at this show where we can go down any path because we explore any thought, theory, and opinion. They have to stick to a narrative. So whenever they differ from that narrative, all of a sudden their foundation crumbles. That's why they have to keep making the content that they do. That's why they have to keep approaching everything the way that they're doing, because as soon as they don't, the shit crumbles. It crumbles. So if you start off building your foundation on a foundation of bricks that are made out of exploring all thoughts, theories, and opinions, and you keep adding those bricks on, no matter how many tornadoes and hurricanes want to come through and talk shit and tear you down, you're just still building, baby. And then what's going to happen? That foundation is going to become a complete foundation. Then you're going to move to building the beautiful house. And what's going to stop you? Nothing, because your solid foundation is already in place. So
people keep saying it's not fair to question the victims, but that story, I think, has to be questioned. I think it's fair to question that story. I mean, if this guy just did what they said he did, you just put yourself in that, try to picture that situation, try to envision. You're in the middle of the night, 4:00 in the morning. You open your bedroom door. A dude walks towards you in a mask, clad in black. He just did what they accused him of doing. There's got to be some sort of evidence of him being involved in that. I mean, whether it be bodily fluids, his demeanor. I mean, he can't just be kicking back like this, like, you know. I mean, he's gonna appear to be a sketchy looking dude at that point, in my opinion.
Right. And we don't know. Maybe they do have evidence that convicts his ass for the DP that they're going to be going after. You know, it as far as we know, you know, the stuff from the PCA, which it's probable cause, so you don't need much. Obviously, you can look at that and see that you can come up with that. And I still don't understand, with all the questions that are out there with the PCA, I don't understand how you can do everything that you've done up to this point. But at the same time, they might have that evidence that totally can convict him. I mean, I don't know. It's not saying that people don't bluff in poker, because it exists. People will be betting like they got a full house, and they may just have a king high. This shit happens. But eventually,
while we're sitting here, CJ, talking about this, Lana's over on her channel talking about the cops that did this investigation into BK framing a doctor
Right.
a couple years earlier.
Yeah.
So going to what Harsh said is, this shit happens. Not only does this shit happen, the cops that are in charge of this investigation apparently were involved in this shit happening not too long ago. And that's,
Stuff that we're questioning. Right.
Perhaps you got to take Lana's word for it, but she's got a pretty good reputation for doing her homework, as far as I know. She's produced court documents. I mean, she's not just sitting there telling a story. She does have receipts. So
oh yeah, she is great.
And when you hear that story, it really says you got to be asking some questions.
That's damn straight. And yeah, even fudging stuff on PCAs, my friend, and witness statements in PCAs, even fudging that shit. So the stuff that we've thought could be possible was already possible and existed before this case even took place. So I'm going to play this latest Harsh video. This one is 11 minutes. And then I apologize, guys. I want to be on longer, but as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to do some final repairs on the vehicle. So it'll be a few hours. So if you all are hopping over to Dago, I don't even know if I'll be able to. I probably won't even be able to listen too much because I'm going to be stuck around and under the vehicle. But if you all go over there, just tell him I appreciate his support. And, I wish I could be in there, but I got to get this car done and get that squared away. So I figured since I wasn't up this morning working on it, I would go ahead and do a live this morning, and then the parts will be in here shortly. And I just got to go pick those up and finish everything up. Let me see here. Let's come see you in Montana. I heard it's beautiful up there. I might be, Deb. I might be. I'm gonna be finishing the vehicle. After I'm finishing the vehicle, then I gotta figure out what's up with the Discord stuff, because there's some people are seeing me, some aren't. So I gotta figure out what's up with that. Then after that, then I gotta reach back out to all the mods, and then we're having a mod meeting tonight. And then after the mod meeting, depending on how long it goes, I might hop on for a little bit just to hang out with everybody in the late night. I think I will, just for a little bit, just to hang out with everybody. So it might be a last minute notification because it all really depends on how long the mod meeting takes. But after that, I'll probably hop on there, maybe hang out and play some games or whatever. Also, if you guys would like to be a mod, or if you are a mod, please reach out to me so I can try and get everybody together tonight. That's why some people are having issues with Discord, so I'm going to try and get everybody together. So if you can reach out to me, Twitter is the best. If you're on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter. Twitter is the best way to get information, to get a hold of me. For communication, contact, Twitter is the absolute best. But if you don't have Twitter, hit me up on Gmail for an email, and Discord. Like I said, sometimes I show up, sometimes I don't. So I don't know if I would necessarily use Discord. You can try, but just keep in mind if I'm not there to send a message to or something. But Twitter's the easiest for doing that. And then, just let me know in chat. If you're not a mod and you'd like to be a mod, just let me know in chat. I'll go ahead. We can get some stuff scheduled for that. So I'm going to play this Harsh video, Who to Trust Around the Idaho 4 case. I have a feeling it's kind of getting into what we were discussing about all this. And, as far as I'm concerned, as I woke up yesterday morning, I was already past the STOT stuff. Especially if you're not a star witness and you know all that information. It just don't make sense to me. If you contacted Ann Taylor, because they also said they contacted Ann Taylor, so I don't know. It just doesn't pass the smell test. So do I trust it? I already told you my opinion on it, and I know that it kind of, the way that I felt kind of bled through on that stream, because I was the only one people were saying, that didn't believe it. So I didn't mean to make it come out like that, but at the same time, the BS meter gets to a point. It's just like, yeah. All right. So who to trust around this Idaho 4 case?
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well.
Thank you, everybody,
beautiful,
for
beautiful
hanging out this
people, as
morning.
we
I
are
appreciate
still in the midweek hump, like some twilight zone that we just can't escape from. God, I hate Wednesdays. But we're here, we're together, and this is video two of two. You know the drill. After this one, go and check out the other one if you haven't already. And even if you have, maybe go watch it again. But look, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case and the fact that, look, people are still reaching out to me and they're saying, I've done a post yesterday in the community feed about WSU Kim, and that some people felt that, look, I don't agree with you. I believe that she's credible. And look, that's absolutely, again,
Sorry, hold on, everybody. It's down to 1 bar. I am on Wi-Fi here this morning, so just give me a minute. It'll kind of catch back up, and then I'll start it over again. Sorry if it got buggy. And please, if you can, I'll go ahead and jot some names down, but if I miss you, because I might, please contact me on those platforms if you are or want to be one. And we'll make sure I'm going to have, that's what I'm doing after the car is done. I'm devoting the rest of the evening till the mod meeting, however long it takes to get everybody contacted and connected and all that stuff. So come up to Canada on a vacation sometime. I wish I could, really. I'd like to check out Canada sometime, honestly. If you ever need any help, just reach out. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. You guys are just amazing.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You beautiful, beautiful people, as we are still in the midweek hump, like some twilight zone that we just can't escape from. God, I hate Wednesdays. But we're here, we're together, and this is video two of two. You know the drill. After this one, go and check out the other one if you haven't already. And even if you have, maybe
I moved past the dot yesterday morning.
But look, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case and the fact that, look, people are still reaching out to me and they're saying, I've done a post yesterday in the community feed about WSU Kim, and that some people felt that, look, I don't agree with you. I believe that she's credible. And look, that's absolutely, again, over here, we don't care about what people's thoughts are in terms of you must think the same as me or you're not welcome. You're not welcome here unless you are a sheep. No, it's not about that. We all have our own minds. We have our own ways of sort of,
I love hard.
taking in what we hear and trusting what we do.
I would love to do a collab with him sometime because, man, me and him are just about
he's
the
really
same.
he seems like he's really against working with other creators, and I think he's been doing it for longer than you, CJ. So all this drama that you're going through right now, I think he's seen it, and that's why he stays away from everybody else.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Because any time you do that, it can come back to haunt you as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, as in general. Just
I mean, I can see just the endless drama between creators and attacking each other and trying to discredit each other, and it's, he's got himself a pretty nice sized channel. He seems to be doing well. I understand why he doesn't want to collab with people.
I'm only 3.5K. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm already getting the freaking BS.
But I mean, that's happened pretty quick, though, hasn't it? Hasn't the majority of that 3.5K come in the last 6 months or something?
Well, I've only been doing my show for 10 months.
3.5K is pretty good.
I've only been doing my show for 8.5, 9 months, actually. So my view or my subs started to climb probably 2.5 months after I started my show, because nobody really knew who the hell I was, and I wasn't getting out on anybody's suggested. And then it was about 2.5 months. So I mean, honestly, it's grown a lot quicker than what my goal was. And so it's and I think
3.5K is 3K more than me, man.
Yeah. I think, I get a lot of that hate just because of what I'm about. You know, um, I'm not that YouTuber that's kind of standing in line and walking with everybody else. Uh, I'm not worried about being at the cool kids table.
But don't forget, you get a lot of love too, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, for sure.
look at all the love in that chat.
Oh, for sure,
Little bit of
man.
hate, mostly love
Yeah,
though.
even in the even in the like the comment section, man. It always feels good when you even read messages like, CJ, we appreciate you so much. You're loved. We all appreciate you and your heart. Just different things like that. That stuff really, it really does mean a lot because, you guys wouldn't believe. I mean, hell, you see the other channels making videos about me and shit. You wouldn't believe the amount of BS that comes my way just because I try to be who I am and what I'm about. And I ain't never gonna change for nobody. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like how I do it or doesn't agree with it or whatever. I am who I am, and if you don't like me, you can just move the fuck on. You know, it's just the way it is. I'm about people rowing the same direction with me, and the same direction is going to get us to peace, positivity, and progress. The ultimate peace, positivity, and progress. And that's my goal. I'd like to mod, but it's still. Yeah, just go ahead and hit me up. There's the 3 platforms, and like I said, I'll be getting everything put together when I'm done working on the vehicle. We're gonna have a little get together tonight with the mods. Um, so I might do, but we'll figure it out though. But yeah, definitely hit me up because if I don't get hit up on one of those 3 platforms, then and I might miss your note. So just keep that in mind. All right, so back to this video, and then I'm gonna have to end the show after this and get going out there to work on the car.
You don't trust.
Appreciate
And that's
you
right.
all
And
so
what
much.
I want to try and do on this channel is to make people more accepting of other information as well. So they're not just closed-minded and they don't accept this sheep mentality where you just trust what you're being told and you don't have any questions. That's all. And in that vein, I just want to touch on what happens behind the scenes that you guys don't see, what you guys do not see, to hopefully let you understand a little bit more about what it means being a content creator and what it opens you up to. And after this video, I'll say go and comment on the likes of Jules of all trades and Grizzly, because these are all people who I have been involved in email threads with, and I have responded to people and made my stance very clear. I spoke to Jules just yesterday in email after another approach by someone. I'm going to touch on that in a bit because this shit will blow your fucking mind. But look, in terms of people like WSU Kim, why I personally struggle with it, and this isn't just exclusively WSU Kim. This is, I know that there's been other people who are floating around in creators' live chats and streams right now, and they're offering information, they're offering insight, they're coming out, and there's 2 sides of that story, and you could argue either one of them. So even I can't be closed-minded enough to say, look, I'm completely going to disregard this person because it's impossible that they're being honest. Because you could argue that there's been a length of time in the Idaho 4 case where these locals are now starting to think it's okay to come out and it's okay to talk. Or maybe they've seen or maybe they've heard something, and the fact that we are where we are, perhaps they feel that they do need to come out and tell people things, and because they don't perhaps trust law enforcement, they don't trust the system, and they feel that it would be safer or wiser to get what they know out to a wider audience. But this is where I struggle, because there's many people come out, WSU Kim included in this, and they have these fantastical stories and they have these versions of events, but these versions of events, these stories, they offer no tangible evidence whatsoever. They can talk about messages, they can talk about calls, they can talk about this, that, and the other, but they can offer absolutely no tangible proof to support it. And in fact, as their stories go on and they develop over time, there's certain elements and nuances to them that change and adapt. And they seem to change and adapt to move in line with what information comes out from elsewhere. You know, phone calls can turn into messages. Messages can turn into threads on Snapchat, for instance. And, you know, these... like, I don't know, like, I know that there's loads and loads of you guys who have children, and, you know, there's loads and loads of ways that they can message each other. WhatsApp, like in the UK, I'd say WhatsApp is the most popular. It's easy to use, owned by Meta. There's encryption on it. There's, you know, you can set up groups, so on and so forth. And that seems to be the most popular in here. And, you know, I don't really know anyone in amongst the kids who we have around who use Snapchat as their primary messenger setup. But yeah, in this case, the Idaho 4 case, it seems that Snapchat was indeed the messenger being used. And I think to myself, well, that's quite convenient, considering that the Snapchat messenger vanishes when you read it, unless it's otherwise. So then that's an argument that there's going to be assurance to it. So that goes away. That element of that goes away. But then I think to myself, well, there must be one message. There must be something. There must be some screenshot or some phone call or it must be some proof. It's like the Kylie Rodney party. The Kylie Rodney party that so many people attended, but yet there's not one fucking photo of. My conclusion is it didn't happen. Unless somebody can come
That's
with
where I'm
tangible
coming
proof.
from. And that's where I'm coming from with this dot shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, you know what? Unless there's some intangible proof, we're done talking about it. We're done platform for more of that when there is no proof. There is no screenshots. There is no screen videos. There is no documentation. There's nothing. There's nothing. And I'm glad that he came out with this video, because maybe by him coming out with this video, some of those people that are making shit on my show recently because of the dot stuff, maybe they'll listen to Harsh and his 65,000 subs. You know, that tends to see it tends to be the way shit goes. Is like, I'm sitting there mentioning shit, I'm sitting there bringing shit up. People want to bash me until somebody else that's got 60,000 fucking subs comes out and says something, and then all of a sudden it's a different fucking tune as well, you know? People need to offer more respect to other people. Just because I only got 3.5 subs doesn't mean I'm a dumb motherfucker, and doesn't mean I don't know what the hell that I'm doing. And there's a lot of people out there that approach me that way. You know, people need to have more of a freaking open mind before somebody that has 65,000 subs encourages you to do so. That shit's getting old.
It didn't happen. And that's my mentality now. But I was approached and I was sent photographs. I was told that there was actually a video that I could be sent, but if I was sent the video, there would be rules to this video being sent to me. But what they were insinuating is that the video that I would be sent would contain the deceased in the Idaho 4 case. And I was sent still images from that video. Now, I could have come out as a content creator and said, hey, look what I've got, look what I've got. And I think that there are people out there who specifically target content creators in order to control the narrative of what is being spoken about within the niche.
Wow.
To control the direction.
He just said it right there.
But is he
He's
talking about
the
other
people
creators that are trying
making
to
videos about
discredit?
Oh, all right, hold on.
Whether
1 second.
that is,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just we didn't hear what he was,
Go ahead,
which
buddy.
direction he was going. But I mean, one theory could be that, you know, these channels with 20,000, 30,000 subs, you're an up and coming channel, you're competition for them. Maybe they want to feed you some bullshit, see if you bite, so they can discredit you and
Right.
eliminate you
Yeah.
as competition. Right? Is that?
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was the direction he was going to go with that, because I don't really think, I can't see Ann Taylor and the defense actual lawyers participating in this kind of shit.
No, I can't either. And that's what I brought up, you know, at the end of my show when that person hopped up on panel, and especially in the beginning of Dago's show yesterday. That was exactly my point. It could easily be somebody out there to get other people to discredit other YouTubers, and your point's right on, Jesse, because I am competition, dude. Because think about it. I am competition when their own subs and members come over to my show and then become part of my family. I am competition. And that's why I'm telling all these fucking people out here on
And you're
YouTube.
part of a community of like-minded people that are all providing something that is rare to find, right? This open-minded
Right.
panel. You know, a lot of them aren't doing it this way. A lot of them are. They do have a narrative that they're pushing. My opinion is that you and Dago certainly aren't pushing any narrative. You're letting it evolve naturally with whatever comes in, and it's constantly evolving. And for some, yeah, that's quite dangerous, because I mean, we've seen the kind of we've seen how successful guys like Joe Rogan have been just by being honest and truthful and being themselves.
He's my idol, man. He's my
Yeah,
idol.
and not being a shill for the, you know, the mainstream narrative. And so yeah, I think you're serious competition myself. You and Dago both, and the rest of the people that cooperate with you guys.
And that's why I'm telling people, you know, everybody knows I only got 15-20 minutes between my day job and my show, you know, and this is a warning to all these fucking YouTubers out there. This is a warning. When I can devote all of those other hours to the show, you guys want to see competition? You all think I'm competition right now when I got 15-20 minutes devoting for the show every day? Wait till I have 9, 10, 11 fucking hours to devote to my show every day. Then I'm going to be some motherfucking competition. The people that want to sit there and talk shit about me, my first interaction of even knowing your channel is you talking shit about me. I don't forget. Because when I come from a spot of 150, I give you everything that I have and more, because if I'm giving you 150 and that doesn't want to make you give me at least 100, 125 back, I ain't got time for you. And I don't forget about the people that want to cut my legs off. I don't forget. I know you all will come back to my fucking shit one day. The people that are talking shit, y'all are gonna come back to me one day and you're gonna fucking apologize. And then you still ain't gonna be eating at my table because of the way that you treated me from the very beginning. I don't forget. I'm all about giving 150 and giving way more of myself to others than I expect in return. But once you show me I get less than 100, I'm done with you. For good. For good. So this is that warning. You all think I'm competition right now? You people that want to talk shit, just wait. Just wait, because you got a whole bunch more competition.
You should highlight that Sarah Sweetness comment.
What's that?
She says, I did leave other channels because of bullying over my opinion.
Right. I've had other members of other shows that talk shit about me come and message me. Multiple people over this last few months have messaged me, CJ, I came to your, I'm going to be honest with you. I came to your channel to start shit, to start drama. because of what I was being told about who you are and what you're about. And now that I've been in here and spent some time, can I please become a part of your family? Can I please become a part of your community, please? And I greet those people with open arms every day, because if you can sit there and admit to me that you came to my shit to start shit because of what you were fed from some other fucking person's channel, and then you come and you chill and you can experience what you're experiencing, that means everything to me, because that means you were honest with me to tell me what you were coming to me about. So I definitely believe that you want to be a part of this community. And there's plenty of people in here, and a lot of people wouldn't even know who they were because they're just some new person that has hopped in to this channel and you don't know where they were from before. And that's the beautiful part about it. I have some of my mods are even people from other people's members communities and all those other things of that shit. That's why I'm saying these people, they don't understand me, because I'm not the one that's going to retaliate out on YouTube. I'm not the one that's going to talk shit, and I'm not the one that's going to bash. What I am going to do is appreciate you giving me a platform, because I know your people are going to come to me and they're going to see what I'm really about. And when you see what I'm really about, all I can do is appreciate the people talking shit, giving me a platform, because those people didn't even know my name before you talk shit about me. But now they do. And all these other people, you will know my name. Trust me. When I get this time to devote to my show, the 9, 10, 11 hours instead of 15 minutes, I will be a freaking major force in this community. And I don't not believe that. That is in my soul. It will happen. I know it will happen. It's gonna happen. Be prepared, motherfuckers.
Spoken about within the niche to control the direction. And whether that is people connected to the case itself or whether that is people who just simply do it for entertainment, Joseph Morris, there's just people who do it. And content creators need to be very fucking careful who they have on their channels. You'll know, for those of you who have been around, who have I had on this channel? Who have I brought on to do a live on this channel? No one. Nobody, because I don't trust anybody. I do not trust anybody. And what I don't mean other content creators, I mean guests. I've been approached by the likes of people involved in Xana Canodal's mum, who said that she would come on the show, and I wasn't going to have her on either. Don't trust anybody. There are people out there who will simply be out there for entertainment purposes' sake. They want to get involved. It's a huge, huge case. They want to get involved so they can step back and say, I did that. And I do feel that there are situations where this niche can be manipulated by people who are strategically placed to cause red herrings, to make us look here where one should be looking over here. But all I'd say to people is, if you're willing to listen to people, or you want to listen to people, and if you're a content creator that wants to have someone on your show, or you feel that you've been approached by someone who is credible, and ask them and make sure that what they're like. I'll give you another example before I go, because it's Wednesday and you've probably got other stuff to do. A guy approaches me. I think he'd been on other channels. I think he'd been over on T-Rev and the likes of that. He comes to me on email, and he says, right, I want to come on your show. And I'm paraphrasing because this was longer. Basically, he knows Brian Koberger. He went to school with him. He's so on and so forth. I want to come on and have a chat. Okay. Well, what I'd rather do first is I'm going to send you some questions. This was backwards and forwards. We'd spoken numerous times. So this was backwards. Always responding. Get to this message. And I say, right, I'm going to send you some questions. And I want you to answer these 10 questions. They're very, very simple questions. Send them. And then, because if you can answer these, I don't really need you on the channel, because you've just asked them. You've just answered what I would have asked you then. I don't need you to be on the channel to answer these questions. Never come back to me. Never come back to me at all. So they wanted to be on the channel. They didn't want to help. They didn't want to answer questions. They didn't want to offer any insight because they were Brian's friend and they felt that he was being wronged. They just want to get on the channel. As soon as that disconnect, you're not coming on the channel, but you can certainly still do what you want to do. You can get your point across. But I just need you to answer these questions first to prove that you are indeed who you are. And never came back to me. That's the gospel truth. And this is a person who had frequented other channels. So look, that's why I find it very hard to trust people. And am I wrong in that? Yeah, I could be. I could be distrusting of people who can be trusted. But I have a very clear set of rules, and that is for you to be understood as someone who can be 100% trusted, you need to show me tangible evidence of what you're saying. And we've been bit in the past. And that has made me more vigilant when it comes to that. And that's it. Let me know down below what you think. How many of these people truly are?
It's true. Like, there's so many things that you guys don't even know. Like I was saying, I don't know if it was last night or this morning. I have, 120 freaking voicemails just from yesterday.
Even I'm
7,000
getting them, and I'm
freaking-
just a guy who's been on
You know-
panel a couple times, and I'm getting these emails that are copied in with the likes of Harsh and Jules and all these people, right? And you know, I've got no interest. I've got no power to promote their agenda, and I'm not totally not interested in it.
No, I mean, we get a lot of shit that honestly, dude, if we, and I'm sure you get it too, Jesse, there's a lot of shit that we get. And if we explored everything as freaking truth, we wouldn't even be able to talk about the shit that we're talking about because we'd be so consumed in all this other stuff. That we have to explore other theories, thoughts, and opinions. That's the only way that we can get to the truth, you know? And we also have to be respectful of others. Not saying, just like I was, I'm coming from the same spot. I'm not saying what anybody comes up on panel and says is 100% true or false, but I'm going to give them a platform to say what they want to say. And then it's up to me to determine if I feel it's BS or not. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, after the conversation, I felt it. I'm sorry. There was so many inconsistencies. It wasn't even worth me diving into. It wasn't even worth me making a highlight out of it. I didn't make no highlight out of it. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? Look at all my other highlights that I make. They're interesting conversations where sometimes people are talking about different thoughts, theories, and opinions. Did I make a highlight about that one? There's a reason. There's a reason. So when, like he's saying, when there's more proof, like I was telling the person in my panel, asking them, where's the proof? If there's more proof, sure, I'm going to look at it. I've had other people come up on panel and say, hey, what do you think about this person and this? And I saw this. Do I, with a blurry picture, am I going to sit there and tell them, no, you're absolutely freaking wrong? No, I'm going to say, hey, go ahead and send it to me. I'll take a look at it. Do I go in thinking, what do I go in thinking? I'm thinking it's a blurry fucking photo, and I could probably come up with whatever I want to come up with out of the blurry photo, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to approach it thinking that it's complete bullshit either. I'm going to take a look. But it's up to me to either not continue the conversation or continue the conversation. And that's why I came out yesterday morning, and that's why I came out on Daigle's panel. And I know some people thought I was being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. It's just I was already at a point where there's no reason to continue this conversation because there is no proof, because there are inconsistencies, and because if you're telling me different things are not critical to the investigation, if you're telling me the things that you're telling me, you're not under a gag order and nobody is making you be quiet because you are a star witness in that situation, if that's what you know, how can I? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where there is no point in talking about the dot conversation unless there's evidence. Dot went straight to Bratz live after Roy's. They was laughing. That's funny because the person claimed that they had a voice changer. They claimed that they couldn't click on a StreamYard link. That was in my show. Because I was already telling them that they were probably a troll before they even hopped up on panel because of the way shit was going down. I'm not stupid. I'm not gullible. I'm not going to be, oh, God. No. I called you out from the beginning, and I'll call you out on frickin' panel if shit don't make sense, and shit didn't make sense. I'm not saying it's not true, because if there's evidence that comes out that it is, it is.
And Harsh, he's coming from a different place with 65,000 subs. He's got a big channel. He wants to fly solo. He doesn't want to have guests on. And you know, maybe you'll change things up when you get there as well. But you know, you've been doing it for less than a year, right?
Yeah, 9 months or so. And I won't change because.
And I mean, you get people like Dot on, but you also get people like Rolo, and you know, you get some pretty. If you didn't have an open panel, you'd be missing out on a lot of interesting people as well, right?
Well, the open panel is what brought my soul out of a deep depression. It's the company. It's one of the reasons why I started the show. The company and conversation is what that you know, like even a couple nights ago or last night, I had no desire to even hit the live button last night. You know, I'm just in that mental spot where I'm just like, I don't even have it in me to do it, you know. And that's the beautiful thing about the open panel and the open conversation is that after the show started and I wasn't feeling it, I didn't have it in me, but after we have that open panel conversation, then that again, it brings my soul out of those depths. And that's why, you know, I can say right now that it wouldn't matter if I got 65,000 or if I had 65 million. I'm always going to do the open panel, and I can promise that to you guys because, you know, yeah, he's coming from a different spot, right? I made the channel. I started the channel because of the isolation that COVID created for my situation and how I needed some kind of interaction because I knew I was at a point where it was not good and I had to do something. And that's what made me start a YouTube channel. It was one of the things that I was like, I got to try something. And
maybe that's what I'm doing here too is, you know, people that ask me, what am I doing here? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop. I'm not into true crime really. I've got a lovely wife and a couple lovely kids, but I can't talk to them about stuff like this, right? They just don't get it, right? It's that intellectual conversation that I can't really have with my neighbor. I live in Thailand. I got lots of great friends here. I mean, everybody treats me really well. You know, it's not like I don't have friends and I don't have a social life, but this interaction that we have, the debates and the topics that we can cover, I can't get this at the water cooler where I'm at, right?
No. And Jules, see what I'm saying, everybody? For all the people that want to sit there and talk shit about how I was being disrespectful because I'm pointing out inconsistencies on the panel when it's happening and in Dago's show yesterday.
No surprise, you know there, Jules.
I pointed out all the inconsistencies. I pointed out the shit that just don't make no damn sense. And people still getting mad at me because I'm not saying it's not true. Because if you got facts, then you got facts. But if you don't, I'm sorry. And right there, Jules just puts it right there. Thank you, Jules. Just got outed. Fake as fuck. It's what I've been telling. That's why, you know, people were like, you know, thought that I was upset. Sorry, StreamYard's bugging.
One of the things people, I thought was that when I heard her speaking,
they're like questioning it.
Sorry, there was it was lagging. I was speaking over you. But yeah, I heard her voice and I thought, man, if I was in college, I wouldn't be going to parties with girls like that, I don't think. You know what I mean? She sounded like a 40-year-old woman. or even older, really. Like, did not sound like a college girl.
It just, dude, when you first come out on my panel and you tell me you can use a voice change, or before the panel, you can tell me you can use a voice changer, but you can't click on a StreamYard link. I got problems. When you hop up on my panel and the first thing that comes out is what you feel the information you have is not critical, and then you come out and say the stuff that you said, I'm sorry, that's some of the most critical freaking information in every case. How can you tell me that you contacted authorities and they just let you walk out the door with that information? How can you tell me that you never seen BK, but then 30 seconds later say that you thought you seen BK with BLK? How can you tell me that you reached out to Ann Taylor with this information and you are not a star witness for Ann Taylor? How can you tell me that she doesn't have you on a freaking gag order? You know, when you look at all those, and this was all on the live, and when you're looking at that stuff, people can be mad at me for sitting there thinking that I was being disrespectful. People can be mad at me for sitting there thinking I had a fucking attitude. It's not that. It's called my BS meter reached a certain point, and I already moved the fuck on. You know, that's why I didn't appreciate the dumb hate negativity that was coming in my channel after somebody's show was done, because they were furthering the narrative of this dot shit, man. When I already done told everybody on Dago's show yesterday, yo, look at these inconsistencies. If you still believe that this shit is 100% real after what I've showed you and what I asked on my panel, if you think that this shit is real, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you, because if you're in the true crime community, you need to think way out beside that in order to have anything get accomplished in this community.
Yeah, just because somebody says something on your show doesn't mean you're endorsing that and you're going to back them up on that.
No,
you know,
no, it means
all my opinions on this show are my own, and that, you know, CJ shouldn't have to be held responsible for anything I say. I try not to be too controversial.
I don't, and I'm not, because if they want to sit there and put responsibility on me for what somebody else comes up and says on panel, I got one fucking finger for you. Right there. I got one fucking finger for you. Because if you're going to be that critical of me, then there's going to be somebody that critical of you. It ain't going to be me, because I don't play that way. I play chess. I don't play fucking checkers. And that's why I'm saying, just wait. All you motherfuckers that want to talk shit, all you motherfuckers that want to dirty my fucking name, all you motherfuckers that want to put me out there in a negative light, wait until I got more than 15, 20 minutes to put to my fucking show, because I will be your motherfucking competition. And you will see the big motherfucking boot. Just wait. And I don't forget. Some of y'all are in here. Some of y'all hang outside of this fucking show. I don't forget. And the motherfuckers that sit there and think that they're being slick, being cool to my fucking face, and then talking shit behind my back, y'all think I don't know? Y'all motherfuckers, I know a hell of a lot more than all you think I do. That's why I continue to tell you that I play chess. People have tried to fucking cross my path in the past. They get shut down real quick because I don't fucking play. And this shit ain't out on YouTube. This shit's in the background because that's how I fucking play. I don't do this shit. So go ahead, talk shit about me. Go ahead and make your fucking content. Go ahead and make your content about talking shit about this or about that. I will not remember. And trust me, the more you want to talk shit, the more you want to dirty my fucking name, the more energy and fuel that you put in my soul to become more of a force. So I appreciate the fact that you're doing all the legwork for me to get the benefit, because all you're doing is bringing your people to me. That's all you're doing. And you're just making me grow. So I appreciate it. I'm glad that they were finally fucking outed, because then I don't have to hear this bullshit no more. I don't. We don't have to talk about it no more. Hopefully there's not going to be a conversation about it anymore, because I'm not about the negative shit and the energy that comes from somewhere else coming in my fucking show when I already done told you guys' asses to move past the shit. So it's over. Hopefully we can be done and move past this subject. It's one of those things that comes across confetti that tries to distract us. Now hopefully we can all move on and get to the real shit that we're trying to get to, because like I said, before that shit happened in my panel, what were we doing? We were getting into the grub truck again. Isn't it kind of fucking funny? The grub truck that does have answers, the grub truck that does have solid information. And then all of a sudden this shit comes up. Just like we were getting into other stuff, Linda Lane shit comes up. What does it do? It distracts everybody. We're done. So please appreciate my foreknowledge of what I see coming, because with the way that I think about things and the way that I approach shit, I always have multiple possibilities that can take place from every action and reaction. That's how I think. I don't think about the reaction or action based off of what's being thrown at me. I think about the reaction and action that's 2-3 steps down the fucking road after a couple interactions already took place. That's why I was done with this shit. So I'm glad the shit came out. I'm glad we can move on. I'm glad we can talk about other things that actually are worth talking about, instead of putting more time and energy to stuff that doesn't matter. And all it does is create negativity, division in this community, and a lot of other people talking shit. And it needs to stop. Sorry for my little rants today. This shit is just
it's stressful stuff.
It just
I
needs to
hate
be said.
drama. I'm not all
It
about
needs to be
drama.
said.
I guess I've thrust myself into some drama here and there, but I hate the Linda Lane stuff. I don't even really like the grub truck stuff. I prefer to focus on the stuff, talk about the facts that we know, and the statements that have been made, and review those.
Yeah, you can only get so far. You know what I mean? You can only get so far. And the reason I'm bringing up the grub truck, is because other than the stuff that we have out there, you know what I mean? Other than the documents, what's been released, other than that, what do we have to get answers from? And that's where I'm coming from. The only thing that I think that we can get answers from is the grub truck. I've seen
you pulled some pretty interesting stuff out of the grub truck too. It's just that me personally, I don't have the patience. It's painful for me to, 3 hours of grub truck.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Rewind. It's as a guy in the chat watching, it's like, oh man, after the first hour of grub truck, it's I appreciate the conversations a lot more. The open panels, when you and Dago have 2 or 3 other guests and Jules jumps up. I'd be interested if Jules is still in chat, and I hope you don't mind if I ask her a question, but is Jules following the Lana stuff that's going on with the Dr. Moore story and stuff? If Jules has any thoughts, is that something that you're interested in, Jules? Because it sounds pretty interesting to me. You've seen some of that stuff, CJ?
The what?
Well, Lana's right. I think she had a live going.
Yeah. I haven't, honestly, the last week and a half, man. I've been so busy with this vehicle, and then this was supposed to be a vacation, and it turned into nothing but car repairs instead of all these other things I wanted to do. So no, I haven't been able.
Well, she just did a live while we've been talking, following up on her latest lives, which I did watch last night, and she's basically saying that Officer Tolleson and Louver, I don't know how to pronounce the other guy's name, but a couple of the officers that were the ISP officers that were specifically involved in questioning DM and therefore gathering the information that went to the PCA, put a bunch of garbage in the PCA in a murder investigation in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, and framed up one doctor for killing another doctor. And there was with no evidence, they actually extorted a false confession from a doctor. And of course, the case blew up. The guy got off. So I mean, as I gather it, it's a fact that they pinned a murder on a guy and he got off on lack of evidence. And these are the same cops that are in charge of this case. I mean, it's pretty mind blowing, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, especially when, because we all thought, for a while, even that's why I was getting ridiculed for so long, because I'm sitting there questioning the shit in the PCA when everybody's freaking being sucked into it, you know? Oh my God, the hate I started to get. But that's the thing, man. I know with the way that I have my approach, I know with how I give everybody a platform, I know that doing that, there's going to be shit that comes back my way. And I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I know that I couldn't handle the shit, you know? And I know that's why I keep referring to a solid foundation. My foundation's going to be there no matter what hurricane, thunderstorm, tornado, flood, whatever comes through. My foundation's always going to be there. And that's why I'm not worried. I can sit here and hear this person making videos talking shit about me and this one, but I already know I'm going to be around a hell of a lot longer than they will. So I ain't worried about it because I know my foundation's solid. I know their foundation is made off of what their foundation is, and that ain't lasting forever. This will, that won't. I ain't worried about it.
I know I feel when I come in here, I'm dealing with good people and real people, as opposed to some of the other stuff that's going around YouTube that seems more like fake
It's
people.
ridiculous.
Look, chasing clout and all this stuff.
Clicks
I mean,
and views, man. Clicks and views.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna
Like when I
waste your guys'
when I
time.
sit down and talk to you and Dago, it feels like just three dudes hanging out, being real with each other. Um, and like you said, that's real stuff. That's the kind of stuff that's going to blow up.
Yeah. As long as you got that solid foundation, man, everything will be cool. Cause I've been trying to give you guys a freaking sunset in the background all week, and I can't because of the damn rain. Rain happens, you know. And Jules says it perfect right there. People that talk shit about people that try to find the truth and debunk BS all need therapy. It's ridiculous, man. We all need to work together, you know. You always have the best metaphors. Well, I hate to end it, guys. I went a little bit longer than I was supposed to, but I really do appreciate the conversation and the company. Um, but I do have to end the show. Got to work on the vehicle and get that knocked out of the way, and then we'll be having some mod meetings and stuff. So I got to get to that after the vehicle, and I'm gonna try and pop up late night when the mod meeting is done, just to kind of hang out with everybody and just chit chat or whatever. So if you're up and you're not busy and you're available, I'll try and put out a notification if I can, but maybe a community post before I go live might help, because I know some people aren't getting notifications still. So, but yeah, if you're not busy, come hang out tonight. I'm going to try and do that day stream tomorrow. So hopefully everything works out great. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out this morning on this last minute live. Jesse, thanks for hopping up, man. I always appreciate you hopping on panel. You always
Thanks
got
for
good
having me.
thoughts and opinions, man. And Tara, thank you. Don't just give other creators a platform on my channel, obviously, because Doc came in a couple nights ago. So I just want to say thank you guys. Appreciate you. Look for me tonight, late night, last minute. And I can't wait to see you guys the next time I see you. And keep those fingers crossed that everything goes smooth. All right. Appreciate you all so much. Peaceful and positive evening. If you go see Dago, I know he'll be live. Tell him I appreciate him. I probably won't be able to hang out in the stream because I honestly probably won't even be able to hear any of it. But just send him my love and send him my appreciation if you go in there and hop in and watch a show. Just send him love from my way. And I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys when I see you. And have a peaceful and positive afternoon. And have a beautiful day, too. Beautiful day. Later, everybody.
Yeah.